for the second morning in a row, this one until 9 o'clock. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 6:02. You may see gas prices hit $3 or below within the next week, and Gas Buddy's Patrick DeHaan says that has nothing to do with drill, baby, drill.
No, has nothing to do with drill, baby, drill. In fact, as a result of the big drop in oil prices, oil companies are less likely to drill, baby, drill. Not incentivized with falling prices. Oil companies tend to decrease oil production.
And he credits the tariffs for slowing the economy down and also OPEC for increasing oil production for the drop. In southern Indiana, where flooding has been really bad for lots of people, Shoals, a small community there, has declared a wastewater emergency. The Community School Corporation will hold a synchronous e-learning day today. Lieutenant Governor Micah Beckwith tells WIBC's Kendall and Casey that the state is doing what it can to help flood victims.
I was on the phone for hours yesterday with mayors, county councilors. We were finding out what do they need from the flooding. We were finding out what our farmers. We are doing a lot of things.
And flooding is worse along the Ohio and Kentucky state lines. What if you bought a nice new house and your neighbor pulled a giant food truck into their driveway? Chris Davis reports on a proposed law that would allow that to happen.
That bill, discussed in the state Senate Tuesday, would prevent HOAs from stopping it. Senator Michael Young of Indianapolis believes that could hurt property values.
What happens if I bought this house and I bought it because we weren't going to have a 48-foot RV sitting in the neighborhood during the winter, or a food truck?
People supporting the bill say some HOAs are too aggressive with their rules and need to be checked. Chris Davis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The Indiana Pacers beat the Washington Wizards 104-98 Tuesday, but did not clinch home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs because the Milwaukee Bucks beat the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Pacers have another shot at doing just that when they play the Cleveland Cavaliers Thursday. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. You have traffic and weather together in 1 minute. It's 6:04.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $69 a month for 24 months. And ask how to get free installation on qualifying bundles. Plus, find out how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment and paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After 24 months, regular rates apply.
North side crash westbound 465 between Michigan Road and I-865. The right lane is blocked. And a crash north of downtown Fairfield Avenue at Park Avenue. Reminder, Southeastern Avenue still closed. Hoping it was going to reopen yesterday. This is Southeastern between Sherman and English Avenue. That is not the case, and we are trying to get an update on this as we were yesterday. Traffic sponsored by Lear Capital. Our financial system is cracking under pressure. Your retirement is at risk. Take control now. Lear Capital is offering a free Sky High Silver Report and Precious Metals IRA guide at betternestegg.com. Don't leave your future to chance. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Tara Hastings, Wish TV meteorologist. What's happening?
Hey, good morning. We've got clear skies right now. Temperatures just slightly below freezing. We're going to look for clouds to increase later on this morning. Scattered showers possible on and off throughout the day. It's going to be breezy. Could see winds gusts maybe 20, 25 miles per hour. Highs today around 50. More rain chances possible overnight tonight with lows falling to about 41. On Thursday, we'll get closer to normal with temperatures. Highs near 60, but cloudy skies, some scattered showers on and off throughout the day. We'll dry out for Friday and cool down just a little bit with highs right around 52.
That's Tara Hastings, Wish TV meteorologist. Tara, thank you. 32 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:07. So do I understand it properly that in Indiana, we can't figure out how to lower property taxes? Oh, we'll lower property taxes, but we'll tell the cities that they can raise what, sales taxes or income taxes or whatever it is they need to raise in order to counteract. And that'll be our plan. First, anybody who didn't understand that was coming, I must look at askew. Of course that was coming. I thought that writing was on the wall. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. I don't want it. But if a city refuses to get its fiscal house in order, they're going to make demands on the other side. And so you have this illusion that somehow there is progress being made. I do not know why it's so tough. I heard what it is that Mayor said, that if you are going to be somebody lowering these property taxes, we're going to have to cut services. It got said by a bunch of people. It's not necessarily true. Possible that it is true in some cases. Possible that some mayors will handle it in that way in some cases. It still does not address the fundamental. Are property taxes valid, legitimate, worthy, decent, acceptable? That's the question. Should Hoosiers be subjected to this nonsense? That's the question. And we do not have in Indiana an elected class that says no. If a city now wants to raise taxes a different way, my argument is, okay, now that's going to offend and upset some people, but follow the logic. This is a city making a determination that these are the dollars we want to bring in to provide the services that the city says the people want. You can then move to a place that doesn't do that. If the property tax is enacted statewide, you don't have any place you can go. You're still stuck with this same nonsense. The radical idea that you do not own what it is that you own. And there is not a Republican in the state of Indiana who makes an argument in any way, shape, or form that can answer that can square that circle. Property taxes are a dictate from the state that you do not own what you own. Other taxes are things that states can do. It's not that I like them. It's not that I want them. It's not that I'm saying that they should do it. I'm saying they can. So, no, I'm not surprised by this move. I'm surprised that if you're going to make this move, Republicans would at least have the basic decency to say no property tax. And they haven't done it. I do not know what moves them, what motivates them, how they work. What I do know is that there were rallies and a lot of talk, but in the end, there is no guide from the governor or the lieutenant governor on this concept. Maybe there's an attempt that I don't see. Maybe there are conversations I'm not privy to. But I can only discuss the result. And the result is a very Holcomb-esque move where the people are not listened to. And that property taxes remain. I'm not talking about just reduced, that they remain at all. A lot of work to do to the Indiana Republican Party. A lot of changes that have to be made. They do have to be made. No boldness, no leadership, no vision for a future. And yet still 40 bajillion times better than the Indiana Democratic Party. And that, kids, is part of the problem. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
This is Gary Dick. Farmer sentiment takes a dive at 6:32. Brought to you by the proud members of the Indiana Laborers District Council and affiliated local unions who build Indiana. We are LIUNA.
Yeah, let's be honest. How much does it hurt to look at your investments right now? You know, there's a way you could make up for those losses. When you invest $200,000 or more, you get an upfront 20% bonus from Bill Demery. You'll also earn an annual return that's averaged nearly 10% for the past 10 years. And you're going to sleep well knowing your money is backed by one of the largest insurance companies in the world.
Learn more by calling Bill Demery, your retirement guy, my retirement guy, 317-648-5120. Get an upfront 20% bonus on your deposit. 20% bonus. Earn an annual return that's averaged nearly 10% for the last decade, and sleep well knowing your money is backed by one of the largest insurance companies in the world. Bill Demery, 317-648-5120. 317-648-5120. Bill Demery, your retirement guy.
Look around. Spring is here. And no matter what you're planning or planting, Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. So spring forward in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle, including Chevys, Fords, Toyotas, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and many more. All makes, all models, certified vehicles, luxury vehicles, even the hard-to-find ones. Shop any of Hubler's 13 locations and choose from over 2,000 vehicles. Every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty, plus a 128-point vehicle inspection and a free Carfax history report. So spring forward, knowing Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. Visit Hubler.com or any of our 13 locations.
Hubler's got you covered. Cover me!
Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Men, if you're over 40, if you're struggling with some low energy, if you're not feeling yourself, Low T Center's testosterone replacement therapy is the solution. Get started today. Visit one of the conveniently located clinics, meet a medical provider, and get back to feeling your best. April only, the consultation is free. Treatment tailor-made just for you, and it's covered by most major insurance. LowTCenter.com. Book that appointment right now. LowTCenter.com.
Traffic on the fives, Matt Bear. What are you doing?
Looking at the north side, Tony, crash westbound 465 between Michigan Road and 865. The right lane is closed, and a crash on the south side, Fairfield Avenue at Park Avenue. Got some help with this one, so thank you. Southeastern Avenue has reopened between Sherman Drive and English Avenue. That had been closed since Sunday night because of that train derailment. I have been told officially that Southeastern Avenue has reopened. Traffic sponsored by Lear Capital. Our financial system is cracking under pressure. Your retirement is at risk. Take control now. Lear Capital is offering a free Sky High Silver Report and Precious Metals IRA guide at BetterNest Egg.com. Don't leave your future to chance. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the fives. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
32 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:15.
It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But this one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now, here's a good number. $100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. Oh, one last number. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit LifeLock.com for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.
Have you seen the color at Sundown Gardens? The greenhouse is bursting with an incredible selection of great tropical plants. Mandevillas, ferns, palms, and more, all in stock now at Sundown. There's just so much going on around the garden center, nursery, and greenhouse. You have to stop in and see it all for yourself. This week, they also have 50% off all Easter decor in Miss Mary's gift shop. Visit Sundown Gardens for all things spring. Sundown Gardens is located on the corner of 186th Street and Spring Mill Road in Westfield. SundownGardens.com.
From a fast break to recovery, Indiana hospitals are here for every Hoosier, regardless of their ability to pay. That's why we're teaming up with legislators on a winning playbook to lower costs and protect access to care across our communities. Because good policy doesn't leave anyone on the sidelines. Learn more at HoosierLifeline.com.
Paid for by the Indiana Hospital Association.
The Attorney General's office wants to put your money back in your pocket. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov and search for yourself, your loved ones, or your business. It's fast, easy, and free.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
So, the story is a bit fascinating, and I admit I had to listen twice. Are you telling me that the Biden administration, in their profound genius, gave Social Security numbers to non-citizens without any type of, well, investigation at all? That's what it seems like. That this is what happened. Why? Well, that's a question for the people who worked in the Biden administration. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. Just, hey, you're here. You filled out an asylum claim. Here's your Social Security number. Almost 4 million of them. 4 million. These claims for asylum, which we already know people lie about all the time, they were sent by mail. There was no investigation done. There was no interview done. It was, here's your Social Security number. Have a nice day. Go apply for benefits. Good on you. This happened. This from the administration of Joe Biden. There was a whole conversation yesterday. Trump was speaking to, was it the National Republican Congressional Committee, the NRCC? Some big black tie, whoop-de-doo thingamabobber. And he was discussing immigration and discussing how the Biden administration was treasonous. What they did was an act of treason, which it's very clear now to everybody that Donald Trump listens to this show. But it's the right term. Without question, it's the right term.
Is what's happening.
For whatever reason, my computer has decided to break down. It happens. That what they did in allowing these people through is indeed treason. Every last bit of it. Yesterday, I was discussing the need for investigation. I find investigations to be ugly. Now, I don't get worked up. I can't start one. I can't stop one. I've said that many, many times. But a nation where it's all investigations all the time, that's really not a healthy nation. That's backwards kind of place. But when we have clear, if you will, evidence of this impropriety, what else are we supposed to do? Not we want to go after somebody, but rather look at what they did. If we got rid of the we want to go after somebody, we'd be in a much better spot. We wouldn't have these issues. We would have more faith in the system. This brings us to tariffs because China is so mad that the United States has now added another 50% to what was already happening at 54%, bringing the tariff rate to 104%, that they are saying that they are most probably going to ban U.S. films in China. Well, where are they going to steal their films from now? I'm not so sure that China has thought this through. It is now 104% as of midnight today. 104% tariff on China. The China conversation is different than everything else. Everything else. Now, I'm not a fan of any of this. And no, nothing is working yet. Why? No deals yet. Talk about deals, but talk about deals doesn't move the needle. Talk about deals doesn't put $1 in my pocket and doesn't make my kid's life easier. Deals might. So I'll wait for deals. And I think it's fine to want to create deals with these other nations. As a matter of fact, the Trump administration in the press briefing with Caroline Leavitt yesterday and in other statements, very clear about wanting to do tailored deals. And that's the line. The line you want to listen for is tailored deals. A tailored deal means that the rules of Trumpism are in full effect. The first rule of Trumpism is Trump wins. The second rule of Trumpism is that a deal can always be made as long as it adheres to the first rule of Trumpism. So if a deal is tailored as opposed to some basic needs met, hey, this is what we demand from everybody, anything can be declared a win. Now, when you think of it as Trump does, and it's a fine way to think about it, every nation's different. And so you might have to treat every nation differently. So there'll be some nations where tariffs may disappear, but they're going to engage buying this from military supply, or they're going to do this, or they're providing us something here, and we decide that's worth a certain amount of tariff. Now, that is for the people who have screamed, we can't have any tariffs, to go figure out. All of a sudden, they're not fair traders, they're free traders. They're going to have to deal with the populism that they're espousing. Every deal has to be different or can be different because everybody has something to offer, which is, I think, how Trump should have gone about doing this as opposed to this blanket thing. Well, this way he got their attention. The president calls and says, we need a new trade deal or you're going to have tariffs. You got their attention. Well, I don't believe you. Well, there are the tariffs. What? An extra step and a half? Maybe you don't send markets into a tizzy? Well, Tony, we don't care about markets. You do a little. They're not the only indicator of the health of an economy. We know this for sure, but you care a little because somebody you know, if not you, has a pension. You care a little. Let's not be the people who pretend that it doesn't matter at all. It doesn't mean the end of the world, though. That's why we've been saying don't panic. But China is different. I don't care what you do to China. It's meaningless what you do to China. What was it, Kevin O'Leary? Maybe I fixed my computer. Discussing on CNN how the tariff should be 104%. It's not 104%, 400%. I did not. I need to get a new computer before the tariffs kick in. 400% on China. They steal. Correct. This is all correct. China's a much different beast. And putting pressure on China is fine. Are they going to react by taking Taiwan? Possible, or at least trying to. But that's another story for another day. And that's not necessarily a reason not to create the better opportunity for us when it comes to ruining them economically. No, I'm not a fan of these tariffs. But as I've said, we're in it. So how do you work your way through it? Matt Baer has got traffic. What's up, Matthew?
What's happening, Tony? Looking at the north side crash, westbound 465 between Michigan Road and 865. Been pushed out of the interstate over to the right shoulder. That's good. A little bit of a slowdown as you make your way through here. No delay at the moment. We like that. Inbound 65. Fantastic to the north split. Same with westbound 70. Have a crash near Sobro. This is Fairfield Avenue at Park Avenue. Southeastern Avenue has reopened between Sherman and English. Had been closed on Sunday night because of that train derailment. That is no more, I've been told. And we are excited about that also. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146 and River Road at North Shadeland or online at drexelin.com. Matt Baer at WIBC Traffic.
Hey, this is Rob.
And this is Casey.
Turns out your dog can help your mood just as much as your spouse.
Join us Wednesday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
This is Sammy Terry. There are two things guaranteed in life: death and taxes. Death can be painful, but paying your taxes doesn't have to be, with a little extra cash in your pocket from Indiana Unclaimed. Yes, George, you're right. George the Spider reminds us that Indiana Unclaimed returns over $1 million every single week, and there are hundreds of millions of dollars just waiting to be claimed by the rightful owner. Text Sammy to 46220 to find out if you or your loved ones have unclaimed funds. Claim yours today. Text Sammy to 46220 now.
At Hendricks, our cancer care
is in the details.
When you are with us, and you have our time and you have our energy.
We have a wonderful team of highly trained oncologists, physical therapists, speech pathologists, dietitians.
Always making sure that the patient is the center of the care.
We have excellent nurse navigation that are skilled at identifying barriers to treatment, as well as expertise from Mayo Clinic.
It is more personal care than just a number.
Visit hendricks.org/cancer. This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Right now, get Lincoln's employee pricing for everyone on most new Lincolns at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get up to $20,000 off select 2024 Lincoln Navigators, up to $8,000 off select 2024 Lincoln Nautilus, or up to $7,000 off select 2024 Lincoln Corsair at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers. Navigator MSRP 105,575, Nautilus MSRP 6195, Corsair MSRP 47,820. Offers good through 4/30/2025. Navigators excluded from employee pricing. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
What some senators are saying about the Trump tariffs. Your radar is clear, and it's 33 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. Your high today, 49. A freeze warning in effect until 9. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 6:30.
If a year from now, our trading partners have all jacked up tariffs on America and we have high tariffs on everyone, I think that'll hurt this country.
That's Texas Senator Ted Cruz speaking with Fox News, talking about President Trump imposing tariffs on Chinese imports. South Carolina Senator Tim Scott also says,
I think President Trump has a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to reset, recalibrate the entire global economy by bringing it all home to America.
On Fox News, Scott reiterating Cruz's stance. Trump speaking at the National Republican Congressional Committee dinner Tuesday.
China is reducing its currency. Did you see that? Big. In other words, they're going to make up for it. They got every trick in the book. I'll tell you, they are great. Until they make a deal with us, that's what it's going to be. I think they'll make a deal at some point.
And China says it will take resolute and effective measures to protect its interests in response to steep Trump administration tariffs. Child seduction is a charge against a man from Rochdale. Here's John Herrick.
Police say they started looking into a 36-year-old man named Corey Reeves in June of 2024. What they say they found is that Reeves spoke to a minor over social media and provided controlled substances to get child porn from that minor. An arrest warrant for Reeves was issued last week. He was taken into custody on Tuesday, along with child seduction. He's also charged with child porn possession and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
If you've ever watched that show Full House and can remember the house from the opening of the show, that house in San Francisco has sold for $6 million. It's located on Postcard Row, the 4-bedroom home originally listed for $6.5 million last June. I'm Ryan Hedrick on The Level on the Go and at WIBC.com. Traffic, weather, and sports together in 3 minutes. It's 6:32.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio. I'm Gary Dick. Farmer sentiment declined in March as concerns over agricultural trade and farm policy weighed on producers' outlook for the future. The Purdue University CME Group Ag Economy Barometer fell 12 points to a reading of 140. Purdue's Jim Minard.
One of the questions that we asked this month, this is the first time we've asked this, what impact do you expect the U.S. government's imposition of tariffs on imports will have on your farm's income in 2025? 43% said negative impact. If you add the very negatives to the negatives, you're at 57%. So clearly a majority are worried about this. A few people, a small percentage, I think 25%, think it's either going to have a positive impact or a very positive impact. So again, getting back to trade policy, people are worried about this. They think it could have a negative impact on their incomes.
Indiana University is investing $75 million to expand programs, add faculty, and provide new lab space for the Luddy School of Informatics, Computing, and Engineering in Bloomington. The university says it plans to launch new degree programs in areas such as computer engineering, robotics, bioengineering, nanoengineering, and microelectronics. A $40 million warehouse with a manufacturing element is being planned for a 78-acre site near the former Majestic Star Casino along Lake Michigan and Gary. Our partners at the Times of Northwest Indiana report a developer is targeting the investment at the former Lehigh Cement Company plant at Bovington Harbor that could create hundreds of jobs. From the state's #1 source for Indiana business news, you're listening to Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Today, you either innovate or evaporate. We are accelerating the pursuit of progress, from the foods we eat to the heights we soar, because this is Indiana, the innovation capital of the world. We rally visionaries across industries, invest in connections as much as capital, and fuel our founders from dorm room to boardroom. Fuel your innovation with Elevate Ventures. Visit elevateventures.com.
We build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America are men and women building roads and bridges to get Hoosiers where they're going today and a new energy infrastructure that will keep Indiana competitive tomorrow. LIUNA's over 12,000 statewide members also grow local economies, earning good union wages, shopping where they live and work, and paying taxes. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. The Laborers International Union of North America. We are LIUNA.
Bethel University has received a nearly $1.3 million grant from Lilly Endowment to establish a collaborative effort among local congregations to help children grow in their faith. Bethel and church leaders will develop programming for children, distribute local grants to support such efforts, and provide workshops and seminars for ministry leaders. This is Gary Dick for 93 WIBC.
Hey, hi. Southeastern Avenue has reopened on the southeast side, and this is between Sherman Drive and English Avenue. We had that train that derailed Sunday night, spilled cornstarch all over the interstate. There were cars everywhere, and that is not the case anymore. Southeastern Avenue reopened, southeast side at Sherman. Also looking at 82nd Street, northeast side. 82nd shut down, Bash to Craig by I-69. That's for Nickel Plate Trail construction. That should reopen April 15th, according to the city. Crash on the west side, 38th Street west of Eagle Creek Parkway, and a crash north side, westbound 465 before 865. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
32 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:36. We check on sports. Ryan Hedrick, what do you know?
The Indiana Pacers, Tony, moved closer on Tuesday to securing home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs with a 104-98 win over the Washington Wizards. Forward Pascal Siakam credited resting his injured elbow Sunday for his strong performance last night.
I got to stay off the floor somehow, sometimes just falling a little too much, getting banged up, and just not continue to hit it. Yeah, it's fine. I think the rest definitely helped for sure. I'm definitely grateful for that.
He was one of two Pacers to score more than 20 points, Tyrese Halliburton being the other one. religious scrupulosity. It's a type of obsessive disorder that led Indianapolis offensive tackle Braden Smith to a 48-hour treatment facility last year. He's talking about it. The disorder compels constant prayer. He said he contemplated suicide. If you or anybody you know needs help, dial 988. Sports brought to you by Ball State Athletics. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
What's one of the best ways for students to learn the value of teamwork?
By participating in high school sports. I'm Jace Martin from North Harrison High School.
And I'm Danae Klein from South Putnam High School. Playing high school sports means being a part of something bigger than myself.
I love working together with my teammates towards a common goal.
It keeps me accountable, knowing my team is depending on me.
It reminds me to prioritize the team's success over my own.
Because it's about we, not me, and that's an important lesson to learn, on the field and in life.
As teammates, we train together, we push each other, and we represent our school together. That bonds us forever.
We're a team, and that means we're in this together.
I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig. You can be a champion of high school sports by buying a ticket to your high school's athletic events. This is the power of teamwork. This is coming together as one. This is your IHSAA.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors. For 1951 cabinetry, visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or drexelin.com.
All right. It's a food question. Because of all the things that I do and all the things that I make and all the things that I create, I admit that I am very, very inexperienced. Settle down, ladies. When it comes to lamb. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Great to be here with you. Find everything I do over at TonyKatz.com. It doesn't hit every day in terms of something I make, or every week, or every month. I love lamb. It's just not something I do all the time. I have, for the Jewish holiday of Passover is coming up this weekend. I have, at last count, 9 million people coming to my house, and I'm making the food. I'm making at least the big stuff, and everybody else is bringing the other stuff. And one of the things that I am making is a lamb roast. Now, you say to me, ooh, well, you're not wrong. My first, never made a lamb roast. I just haven't had the opportunity. I've done other things with lamb, just not this. I have been searching for recipes and what people think, and I went to the usual suspects, right? I went to Ina Garten first. Boom. What does she have? If the Barefoot Contessa's cool with it, I'm cool with it. Everything comes up leg of lamb. So here is the question that I have. And there's lamb shoulder. There are things. But this says lamb roast. Am I dealing with the same thing? I'm trying to figure out if somehow I have made some kind of very odd mistake, that there's this fundamental difference between lamb roast and a leg of lamb, and that there's some difference in its preparation. Based on what I know and based on every level of research I've ever done, the answer is no. There is absolutely no difference. You make it, you prepare it the same exact way. That would make sense to me. What I'm saying to you is that I could be wrong. And before I get into being wrong, I figured I'd ask you. Right? When it comes to beef and it comes to that level of grilling, I'm pretty good. When it comes to smoking, I know what I'm talking about. I could discuss cuts of meat. That's cow. To a lesser extent, pig, but you can't blame me. I'm talking about a Passover meal here. I'm on the lamb part, like, I don't know what it is. It's just that moment where you're staring at it. You know the answer. You've got the answers. You clearly you understand, but yet somehow you're like, am I missing something here? Am I missing a thing here? Anyway, I'm asking you if I'm missing a thing. For my lamb experts, what am I missing? What exactly am I missing? Let me know. If you've got an answer, I am all ears. And if you've got a recipe, I'm all ears twice. That would be 2 ears I have for the very idea of recipes. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Your new roof comes from Moss Roofing. The problem is you don't know if you need a new roof, right? You are unaware because you haven't had anybody go up and take a look. Well, first things first, a lot of rain we've had. We've had a lot of wind. We've had hail. It's possible your roof has a problem and you don't know it. So you let Moss Roofing go up there on the roof and take a look. Let this family-owned business on the second generation with over 35 years of experience take a look and see how your roof is doing, because if you have a small leak, that can turn into a major problem, whether it's mold, rot, expensive structural damage. Moss Roofing can find that now. Take care of the problem now and give you an assessment what it is that's going on with your roof, let you know how it could look different if you want to make that change, how you could either engage repairs or a full replacement and have a roof that keeps your family safe and keeps your investment, your home, safe and sound. Talk to Moss Roofing today, right here in Central Indiana. Fantastic people. 317-747-3665. 317-747-3665. Moss Roofing, 747-3665, or online at Moss, M-O-S-S, mossroofing.com. People always forget that their garage is part of the house, and they never seem to treat it right, especially when you see those exposed concrete floors that have all those stains and cracks. It makes your entire garage look bad. And then you see the bad epoxy jobs, and that's even worse. You can have a garage that looks like a showroom with Comer & Cross. A new Comer & Cross premium garage floor will transform your garage in one day, and they can do the same thing for your patio and basement. A Comer & Cross concrete floor is the gold standard, guaranteed to never chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. And you can call right now and get your free garage floor, patio, or basement estimate and have your own showroom in your garage. Call Comer & Cross right now at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. Comer & Cross for your new garage floor. Go to comercross.com. That's C-O-M-E-R, comercross.com. Traffic on the 5s, Map Air. I figured out the whole lamb thing as I was talking about. I needed to talk to you about it to understand it. Now I got it.
Okay, good.
I'm going to make fish.
I think. Can you eat fish? What's the rule?
Can I eat fish?
Yeah.
You mean like
what are the rules?
As a moral thing?
No, I mean like as a religion thing. I mean, is that
yes.
allowed?
My people, the people who smoked salmon, we can eat fish.
Okay, good, because it's delicious. White River fish is my favorite.
Yes.
North side, westbound 465 before 865. Right lane is blocked and traffic is stop and go back to Michigan Road. Not much of a delay here. Shouldn't take you long to get through that. Please be safe. Northbound 465 on the west side. Crash before West 21st Street, and traffic is stop and go back to West 10th Street. Northbound 65 now dragging through the north split to west, and Southeastern Avenue has reopened on the southeast side at Earhart. And that was close on Sunday night because of a train derailment, and now we have Southeastern Avenue back on the southeast side, and that's a good thing. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
32 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:46.
The agenda is taking shape.
Since Inauguration Day.
From education to energy.
We will drill, baby, drill.
From the economy to the military.
We will again build the strongest military the world has ever seen.
Watch it unfold day by day.
My first day back.
First 100 days.
It's a tough job, but I've had a lot of tough jobs.
Follow the first 100 days on 93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
Indiana patients rely on many types of pharmacies to access their medications and critical healthcare services. But a proposal being considered in the Indiana legislature called SB 140 would disrupt access to medications for Indiana patients. SB 140 would impose government mandates blocking access to critical pharmacy options and services in Indiana. Lost access to pharmacy options would directly harm many of Indiana's most vulnerable patients, including patients fighting cancer and heart disease, many of whom rely on specialty pharmacies for their care. SB 140 would even hike costs for Indiana patients by imposing a $10 tax on every prescription filled in the state. That would often fall directly on the patient. Tell your state legislator, protect access to medications, reject higher costs. Put Indiana patients first by voting no on SB 140, paid for by conservatives for lower healthcare costs.
News doesn't wait, and neither should you. Breaking news updates, local headlines, and statewide coverage are always available at WIBC.com. When the news moves fast, we will too. Stay in the know while you're on the go with WIBC.com.
From military life to a rewarding career in IT, kickstart your new journey in a matter of months in the fields of IT and cybersecurity, including AI. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including VA benefits.
From a fast break to recovery, Indiana hospitals are here for every Hoosier, regardless of their ability to pay. That's why we're teaming up with legislators on a winning playbook to lower costs and protect access to care across our communities. Because good policy doesn't leave anyone on the sidelines. Learn more at HoosierLifeline.com.
Paid for by the Indiana Hospital Association.
Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. There was an admiral that was fired by Pete Hegseth. He is the Secretary of Defense. And admirals get fired. It happens. This is nothing new. This is not in any way surprising. The admiral, a woman by the name of Shoshana Chatfield, the story goes, well, I shouldn't say it's a story, right? It's not so much a story as it is just a rumor. The rumor is that the admiral refused to place the photos of President Trump and Secretary Hegseth in the building that she was working in. She was with NATO. Would not place these up. Some had reported that she had told senior officials, "We'll wait this out, and we're not going to listen to them," et cetera. And so she has been removed. Some people want to say, oh, here's Trump again, getting rid of all the people who know how to do things. Oh, he's just getting rid of these generals and getting rid of these admirals, getting rid of this leadership. It's a serious problem. I do not know if it's a serious problem. If indeed someone was saying, I'm not going to put his picture up. That is not resistance. That's childlike nonsense. How did this woman become an admiral, if that is indeed the case? But then there was reporting. And if you go over to TonyKatz.com and get my show sheet, you'll see this there. That the reporting was that she was somebody who had engaged these conversations about diversity is our strength. She was one of those. And there was a quote that Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense, has repeatedly said the idea that diversity is a strength is, quote, the single dumbest phrase in military history. If I could, a slight correction, Secretary Hegseth. It's the single dumbest phrase, period. It is ridiculous, claptrap nonsense, and we should stop it. We shouldn't buy into such silliness. Diversity is our strength. No, strength is strength. When it comes to a military, strength is the ability to kill the enemy, to be able to have a strong chain of command, to have the weaponry necessary for defense and for dealing with those trying to do us harm. It is not how many of this person, that person, the other person you have. None of that matters. When you put on the uniform, none of that matters. I've never put on the uniform. I know that. This diversity conversation is silliness. Almost as silly as the idea of stakeholders. Well, we have to talk about, how this affects the stakeholders in the community. What? I run a business to run a business. What stakeholders in the community are you possibly talking about? Other people should have a say in how I run that business? It's the weirdest thing in the world. No. We should be thrilled when we are doing away with these nonsense talking points that provide no value. So on that, I'm happy to see Hegseth talk. As for this admiral, okay, you got rid of an admiral. I'm moving on. Matt Bear has traffic. What's up, Matthew?
West side, northbound 465, crash at West 21st Street causing stop-and-go traffic back to Rockville Road. Also, Southeastern Avenue has reopened on the southeast side. That's Southeastern Avenue at Earhart or around English Avenue. And that had been closed since Sunday night because of a train derailment. Train cars all over the place along with cornstarch, which were in the train cars, and that's not a problem anymore because Southeastern has reopened. Looking at westbound 465 on the north side, crash before 865. It's blocking the right lane. Stop-and-go traffic back to Michigan Road. On the west side, a crash. Holt Road at Moore Street. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go with Bros Go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146 and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the fives. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $69 a month for 24 months. And ask how to get free installation on qualifying bundles. Plus, find out how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After 24 months, regular rates apply.
Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But D.C. politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition. The Builders Association of Greater Indianapolis's Parade of Homes is coming up April 25th through the 27th and May 2nd through the 4th, featuring Indy's top builders. Custom home builder Joyner Homes will have both of their Greenfield model homes featured on the tour, giving you the opportunity to meet their new home specialist, find out about floor plans, pricing, and available lots. JoynerHomes.com for more info and reserve your ticket to receive a free all-access pass for the Parade of Homes at BAGI.com.
That's are us. When dreams don't in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 765-545-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 765-545-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams don't in, that's are us.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, I think I saw a fox on my way in.
Oh, that was the Carfax Carfox. He was congratulating us on our Carfax Top Rated Service Center Award.
I have always rated Tire Discounters at the very top.
Oh, thanks. So does Carfax. And not just for tires, but for all our services, too.
Alignment, brakes, shocks, and struts, and more.
Yes, sir.
But, Mike, do you think people believe Carfax over me?
Well, you are the Phantom tire buyer.
Exactly.
Listen up, fellow Gen Xers. Elizabeth Banks here. The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the way. We've done this before. Music videos, fanny packs, even the World Wide Web. Let's do it again and get vaccinated, because we're at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Visit vaxassist.com and schedule a vaccine today. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Spring has sprung and Indiana's floodgates have opened, meaning everything is growing, including your roots. Underground root growth knows no bounds and can wreak havoc on your sewer system, causing potential damage to your home. My friends at Hope Plumbing want to help you stay ahead of the rain by offering $300 off any sewer repair or replacement. This offer excludes drain cleanings. Call Hope Plumbing at 641-HOPE or visit them online at hopeplumbing.com and stay dry this spring.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers Studios, a family is planning a funeral after a shooting on Sunday. Why gas prices have been up and down, what changes could be coming to your neighborhood HOA, and how the cops use digital forensics to solve a case after Fox News. You are listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It is 7 o'clock.
The tariffs keep coming, and so does the selling. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Most stock markets are down again this morning worldwide as Dow futures drop about 200 points. The Dow's plunged more than 4,500 in the past 4 trading days amid worry about tariffs hurting the global economy. And Fox's Lucas Tomlinson reports more are now in place.
Prices are expected to rise as these new tariffs were launched beginning at the stroke of midnight last night. The U.S. government began collecting tariffs on roughly 90 countries. Top Trump officials say they've heard from 70 of them trying to negotiate new trade deals with the United States. Now, in addition to China, the U.S. is slapping tariffs on U.S. allies as well, including Israel, Japan, and South Korea.
I'm telling you, these countries are calling us up, kissing my They are dying to make a deal. Please, sir, make a deal.
Now, all the tariffs on China add up to 104%.
But the world's biggest exporter says it won't sit idly by. In a paper published this morning, it vows countermeasures, saying China's right to develop cannot be deprived. The government in Beijing believes it can ride out the economic storm. That's because exports to the United States only account for 2% of China's GDP.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage. President Trump made his comments about making tariff deals
at a House GOP dinner where he helped raise $35 million for the Republican Congressional Committee, hours after signing an executive order touting what he calls beautiful, clean coal, reversing federal policies in a climate change fighting push for renewable energy.
We're bringing back an industry that was abandoned, despite the fact that it was just about the best, certainly the best in terms of power, real power.
Crews keep searching the rubble in a Dominican Republican disaster, still searching for anyone still trapped in a roof collapse in a crowded nightclub early yesterday while a merengue band was playing. The singer Ruby Perez among the 98 people killed, along with 2 ex-Major League ball players, Octavio Dotel, Tony Blanco. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A fight, gunshots, and now a family is planning a funeral. Your radar is clear, and it's 33 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. Your high today, 49. There's a freeze warning in effect for the next couple of hours. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 7:02.
I just want everybody to really understand the type of loss that our family took.
That woman speaking with Wish TV said that her brother was shot and killed in India a couple of days ago by a 15-year-old kid.
In that case, I just feel like a lot of people go in fight or flight mode. Yes. And I just don't feel like a lot of people are even mature enough to even have a firearm with them because, again, we're all human. We immediately go to fight or flight mode.
And that shooting happened on the near northwest side of Indy, and the police have arrested the teenage boy for double murder. The victims were 14 and 18. IMPD is not releasing the name of the boy who shot and killed those kids because of his age. Your HOA might not be able to prevent someone in your neighborhood from having an RV or a food truck in the driveway if a bill discussed in the state Senate Tuesday becomes law.
A food truck that looks horrible sitting in the driveway right next to my property, and now the provision I could use to keep that food truck out is now gone.
Senator Michael Young of Indianapolis says he believes the state would be exerting too much control over homeowners associations by making another law telling them what they can and can't prevent in the neighborhoods. Some lawmakers are afraid that might be detrimental to property values, especially for people who move there, believing those types of vehicles would not be allowed. Chris Davis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The Keystone Pipeline in North Dakota ruptured on Tuesday, which could lead to an increase in gas prices. Gas prices have been fluctuating, but Gas Buddy's Patrick DeHaan says there could be some relief on the way.
OPEC, about a month ago, announced that it would start restoring oil production in April after having cut oil production back in 2023.
And he says OPEC's restoration could lead gas prices to under $3 a gallon. Right now, you're probably paying about $3.15 to $3.30, depending where you are in the state. Child seduction is a charge against a man in Rochdale. Here's John Herrick.
Police say they started looking into a 36-year-old man named Corey Reeves in June of 2024. What they say they found is that Reeves spoke to a minor over social media and provided controlled substances to get child porn from that minor. An arrest warrant for Reeves was issued last week. He was taken into custody on Tuesday along with child seduction. He's also charged with child porn possession and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Last night at Gamebridge Fieldhouse.
Halliburton has it. The Pacers trail by 2. Halliburton wants the lead from the left edge, and he's got the lead with another 3, his third of the night. 20 for Halliburton, 89-88. The Pacers are in front with 3:56 to play.
Mark Boyle on the Elevance Health Radio Network. The Pacers would hang on to beat the Washington Wizards 104-98. They did not clinch first-round home court advantage in the playoffs because of the Milwaukee Bucks win against the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 7:05. Traffic on the 5s. Good morning, Matt Bear.
What's happening, Ryan? Looking at the west side, crash northbound 465 at West 21st Street. Traffic is stop and go back to Rockville Road. Crash north side, westbound 465 as you approach the 865 interchange. That's going to be slow back to Michigan Road. Crash northwest side, 38th Street west of Eagle Creek. Crash west side, Morris Street at Holt. Looking at northbound 65 south side, slow after South Keystone Avenue up to Raymond and dragging through the north split on westbound 70 out to West Street, MLK. Traffic sponsored by Allstate. Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the fives. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Tara Hastings, Wish TV meteorologist. Do you know how to make a lamb roast?
Do I know how to make a lamb roast? I do not.
You've never tried.
Do you put it in the crock pot? Or do you have to, like, put it in?
No. You know what? I want to say how sorry I am for asking.
Listen, I do not have very much time during the day. So crock pots are easy. You do it. Just put it in, and then you can leave it for hours on end. And you come home, and it's done. It's amazing.
I am not anti-crockpot. I just want to say for the record, there's a place for the crockpot.
But not with the lamb roast.
That is true. There is a real place for the crockpot in American society. Just not with lamb.
Oh, okay. No, I can honestly say I've never made a lamb roast.
Okay, we're done with the conversation now. You went right to the crock pot, and I admit I shut down. As a person, I said I can't be a part of this. By the way, there are plenty of recipes involving slow cooking lamb. Of course it can be done. Of course it can. It's just not in this case. Tara Hastings has weather.
Hi, good morning. We've got chilly conditions this morning. Some sunshine peeking through, but clouds will increase later today. Some scattered showers on and off throughout the afternoon. It's going to be a touch breezy with highs near 50, down to 41 degrees tonight with a chance of some rain. On Thursday, more cloudy skies, some scattered showers possible with highs near 60. And then on Friday, we will look for dry conditions and highs right around 52. I am looking up the perfect recipe.
Yeah, we noticed you stopped caring about weather like halfway through. It's like, no. This has to happen. Katz can't call me out. I am going to kick that guy's ass. This will not stand.
No.
Right, exactly. By the way, I also am looking up slow cooker recipes for lamb. I have it right in front of me, so help me God. Right in front of me. The idea so hit me as offensive, and now I'm like, wait, maybe that's not a bad idea. Maybe that's not a bad idea. I'm preparing for Passover. I have a lot of people coming, and I'm in charge of mains, and other people are taking care of sides. And so I had a question about lamb and looking for some good lamb recipes. And if anybody has one, just send it to me, Tony@TonyKatz.com. And now you're saying slow cooker. I'm like, that's interesting. And then I said, you know what? Forget the whole thing.
This one looks good. Fresh rosemary, thyme leaves, some garlic. Ooh, this looks really good. Baby potatoes involved in here?
Well, there's always a baby potato involved. Honestly, if you're cooking and you're not killing a baby potato, you're not doing it right.
That is correct.
Right?
Clearly. Yes.
Those are facts. There goes Tara Hastings. I'm done with this conversation. Just had to be.
Me too.
It had to be over. Wish TV meteorologist, I appreciate you, Tara. 31 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 7:10. So again, the property tax reform bill being advanced, certainly not what was being discussed. Goes to the House Ways and Means Committee. Party line vote. No public testimony. Tweaking Senate Bill 1 that would have capped property tax growth over the next 3 years. The story by Chalkbeat, Indiana, via the IBJ. And you will see that municipalities, they could raise their taxes because of a lowering of property taxes. Or a capping of property taxes. Or just shouldn't be this difficult. It should not be this difficult. That we can't get this done is stunning and amazing, is the fundamental problem with the Indiana Republican Party. Well, we've got a supermajority. Well, we've got the governor's mansion. Everything is going great. It's not going great. This idea that somehow you are connected, that somehow you're doing fine, this is a misnomer. It just is. Well, Tony, you don't understand the rural areas. It's an argument. I think I do. But if I have to now go and start traveling and start doing the show from the rural areas where we go to local towns and I sit with their mayor or their city council for the morning, I'll do that. Now let's see how many mayors or city council sit down with me. I get it. Not everybody sits down with me because the questions are actually questions. I understand that. I have come to accept this. I just thought I was having to accept it from the Holcomb administration. I did not know that this might be a thing. But the rural areas are not Indianapolis, and very often they're more honest and forthright and unafraid, really unafraid. I don't know if honest is the word. Unafraid is certainly the word. Maybe that's what we'll do. Maybe it's time for a road tour. For the boys with the cigar van, gas it up. We're hitting the road. This should happen. This should happen. Meanwhile, in Indianapolis, maybe some learning from the city county council, as they have decided to table a confirmation hearing for Joe Hogsett's deputy mayor choice, public health and safety deputy mayor, Lena Hill, because there are real arguments about how she treated employees. Hogsett is not very good at picking people who treat employees well. Hey, Thomas Carl Cook, where you been? Former deputy mayor, former chief of staff, involved in all of those allegations of sexual impropriety that the mayor said he investigated but won't share the investigation. I don't believe he ever investigated it. No, I think that Joe Hogsett has proven himself to be a guy who's duplicitous and a guy who lies. He can change the whole conversation. Just come on the show and answer the questions. But this is what you leave out there for people, Mayor Hogsett. So don't get angry. Don't get upset. Don't get all, oh, how dare you. You hide. And maybe the council is saying, well, that's a problem. Gosh, it would be great if they were saying that. Let's see if they keep this up. The story there at IBJ.com. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. It's now open. PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse in Brownsburg, right in front of Premier Arms on Green Street. You got to see the selection. Newly expanded, the gold, the diamonds, the silver, the gemstones, the local artists, and of course, that watch collection. Guys, you got to trust me on this one right here. PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse in Brownsburg, 317-456-4010. That's 456-4010. Or find them online at pajewelers.jewelry. That's pajewelers.jewelry.
Hey, fellow Gen Xers, it's Elizabeth Banks. Big news! The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the charge. After all, we gave the world the internet. We're trailblazers. Let's lead the way again because we are at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Head to vaxassist.com and schedule today. That's vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Traffic on the 5s. Matt Bear, what are you doing?
West side crash northbound 465 shy of West 21st Street. Has us backed up to Rockville Road. And on the north side, crash cleanup continues on westbound 465 before 865. It's on the shoulder, just a little bit slow back to Michigan Road right now. Inbound 69 slow roll after 106 to 82nd. And northbound 65 a little bit slow out of the north split to west. Crash on the west side, Morris Street at Holt Road. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
31 degrees, Matt Bear, in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 7:16.
Hey, it's Rob for Universal Windows Direct. If spring cleaning has you thinking about spring upgrading, this is the month to do it. Freshen up your home's look, boost your energy efficiency, and save big during Universal Windows Direct's Spring Home Improvement event. Right now, it's their classic fan favorite offer, buy 2 windows, get 2 free, no limit. And for a limited time, Universal Windows Direct is also offering no interest until 2030. That's right, upgrade your home today and don't pay a cent in interest for 6 whole years. And here's the real spring surprise. Get a bonus $500 off your home improvement project. There's never been a better time to bundle and save with Universal Windows Direct. Some restrictions may apply, so call today, 317-659-7574. 317-659-7574. Get all the information and schedule your totally free in-home estimate. And see everything for yourself on the web, universalwindowsdirect.com, universalwindowsdirect.com. Tell them Rob sent you.
Right now, get Lincoln's employee pricing for everyone on most new Lincolns at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get up to $20,000 off select 2024 Lincoln Navigators, up to $8,000 off select 2024 Lincoln Nautilus, or up to $7,000 off select 2024 Lincoln Corsair at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers. Navigator MSRP 105,575, Nautilus MSRP 6195, Corsair MSRP 47,820. Offers good through 4/30/2025. Navigators excluded from employee pricing. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Hi, this is Chris Cox, owner of Chimney Solutions Indiana. We're celebrating our 10th year in business. Call this month to take advantage of 10% off all chimney sweeps and inspections. We're also celebrating the opening of our new fireplace showroom on 86th Street and Lafayette Road. Come and experience our exclusive lines of wood-burning and gas fireplaces.
Call 317-757-6979 or chimneyindy.com.
Popcorn Moment brought to you by Boer Remodeling, B-O-O-H-E-R, BoerRemodeling.com. You need a place to eat that popcorn. A home theater would be the place, and Boer Remodeling are the people to call because they'll come in and they'll be like, okay, what are you looking to do? And then they'll talk to you. Explain what it is that you're interested in, what you're curious about. Here's the basement space, or here's the space that we'd like to renovate and turn to something special. Really be something great for the home. Bring the family together. That's what we love. And maybe for you, it's not the basement. Maybe it's the kitchen, or maybe it's a bathroom. Boer Remodeling has got you covered. Quality work on time with a service-oriented attitude. That's who they are. And they can create that kitchen the way you want it done. You're not moving. You want to be able to increase the value of your home, not only for what it might be worth when you go to sell it, but what it takes to live in it. Your value, that matters too. And the process that Boer Remodeling uses from just that initial consultation to the final construction, absolutely perfect. You're going to know everything happening every step of the way, and you're going to have the kitchen, the bathroom, that home theater, that renovation you've always wanted. And you are going to have a house you are thrilled to live in. You don't have to move. Talk to Boer Remodeling today. 317-852-5546. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-852-5546. 852-5546 or online at Boer. B-O-O-H-E-R. B-O-O-H-E-R. I spelled that right. B-O-O-H-E-R. BoerRemodeling.com. The popcorn moment. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. It's the story you need to hear to believe, then grab your popcorn, because there is more. This is one of those moments where you just feel good. Because I think in the world of the social medias, it's shot chaser. I think that's how it's described. This is Jared Bernstein. Jared Bernstein was part of Biden's economic team. And Jared Bernstein is a name you remember, but you might not be sure why. Don't worry. I will remind you. Jared Bernstein, of course, is on MSNBC, because who else is going to talk to this guy? And he's talking about tariffs. By the way, if I was invited on MSNBC like I used to be back in the day, I'd go on MSNBC and have the conversation. I'd be more than happy to do so. But nah, they don't call, which is okay. You know, it's we're all going to survive. But no one is listening except for the people who are desperate to only hear this one thing.
I am very sympathetic to a message that says we as Americans sometimes have to sacrifice for a bigger gain. I think that's 100% correct. That is not this. That is not this moment. This is Trump. You just heard the man stand up on the podium and say, every country is calling me and kissing my butt. That's the goal here. This is an authoritarian president who understands nothing about international trade, breaking the global economy so that he can get other countries to call him up and grovel.
Now, you could say that Trump likes it when these other countries call. He likes saying that other countries are calling and, oh, we want to make a deal. And he did say kissing his butt, but he didn't say but. You could say that you don't like that. But this is Jared Bernstein, former chair of the White House Economic Council, saying that Trump does not understand international trade. Well, in order to make sense of this, we need to go into the Wayback Machine. You know what I need, Producer Carl? I need like Wayne's World when they do the flashback, you know, that. Or I could just do it, I guess. I could just do it like that. For the people watching the live stream, they just got a show. This was Jared Bernstein trying to explain the printing of money. You've heard me play this before. That's how you knew the name. This is May of 2024. Same Jared Bernstein. Wait for him. He appears.
The U.S. government can't go bankrupt because we can print our own money.
It obviously begs the question, why exactly are we borrowing in a currency that we print ourselves? I'm waiting for someone to stand up and say, why do we borrow our own currency in the first place?
Like you said, they print the dollar. So why does the government even borrow?
Well, again, some of this stuff gets, some of the language that some of the language and concepts are just confusing. I mean, the government definitely prints money, and it definitely lends that money, which is why the government definitely prints money, and then it lends that money by selling bonds. Is that what they do? They sell bonds. Yeah, they sell bonds, right? Since they sell bonds and people buy the bonds and lend them the money. Yeah. So a lot of times, at least to my ear with MMT, the language and the concepts can be kind of unnecessarily confusing, but there is no question that the government prints money and then it uses that money to I guess I can't really talk. I don't get it. I don't know what they're talking about. Like, because it's like the government clearly prints money. It does it all the time, and it clearly borrows. Otherwise, we wouldn't be having this debt and deficit conversation. So I don't think there's anything confusing there.
That's the guy who wants to tell you that Donald Trump doesn't know anything about international trade. If MSNBC wants to engage this conversation, they are more than welcome to do so. We did it here, but not with this guy. You don't get to put this guy on your television and say, look at the expert. Because in this case, expert can be spelled schmuck. You don't get to do it. Stop this. No, I'm not listening to him, and you shouldn't be listening to him. He has no idea what he's talking about. None. Anybody who trusts that man is going to go bankrupt. I would say that's a guarantee. But if you want to find out, you sell the bond, you buy the bond, you borrow the money, you print the money. He's got it all under control. Best of luck. Matt Bear has got traffic on the 5s. What's up, Matthew?
Yeah, Toyota north side, crash clear. Westbound 465 before 865. We do have a delay now coming down from Fishers. What's happening, Fishers? Inbound 69 stop and go traffic 106th Street down to 82nd. Just a 2-minute delay right now. That could change. Westbound 70, just a little bit tight approaching the north split, and then you drag a bit out to West Street. 82nd Street on the northeast side, closed between Bash and Craig for Nickel Plate Trail construction. The street should reopen on April 15th, we hope and pray. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Hammer and Nigel Show 306 this afternoon. We'll talk to our friends at the Murder Sheet podcast about the Richard Allen audio and a lot more. 93 WIBC.
It is the spring selling season. We're talking about it for homes. You've got rates changing. Activity is up. Now is the best time in years to sell your home, but some homes are sitting on the market. Hiring an expert who can maximize equity, minimize hassle, that's the key. That expert agent, that's Mark Dietel. Maybe what you're worried about is your home needing costly repairs or upgrades to be able to sell in the first place. Mark Dietel is the real estate expert, trusted, recommended with the sale of your home. Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. Just pick your move date. No long-term contracts. You can cancel at any time. Tim and Becky down in Bargersville said we were ready to downsize. We tried the big national instant offer route and they got messed around with because the company canceled the sale a week before closing. We called Mark Dietel to step in and help, and his team delivered big. We had multiple offers in 4 days, and we sold as is for the price we needed. Talk to the local Indianapolis agent, guys. Trusted, recommended, very, very nice guy. The agent who guarantees your home sold or he'll buy it. That's Mark Dietel. 317-755-4232. Get all the details or go online to markdietel.com. That's Mark Dietel, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietel.com.
Yeah, let's be honest. How much does it hurt to look at your investments right now? You know, there's a way you could make up for those losses. When you invest $200,000 or more, you get an upfront 20% bonus from Bill Demery. You'll also earn an annual return that's averaged nearly 10% for the past 10 years. And you're going to sleep well knowing your money is backed by one of the largest insurance companies in the world.
Learn more by calling Bill Demery, your retirement guy, my retirement guy, 317-648-5120. Get an upfront 20% bonus on your deposit. 20% bonus. Earn an annual return that's averaged nearly 10% for the last decade. And sleep well knowing your money is backed by one of the largest insurance companies in the world. Bill Demery, 317-648-5120. 317-648-5120. Bill Demery, your retirement guy.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
We love playing high school sports because we get to compete and have fun with our friends.
We've also learned skills we'll need for the rest of our lives. I'm Sawyer Tittman from Fort Wayne Snyder High School.
And I'm Pierce Darrington from Floyd Central High School. It takes discipline and commitment to put in the work every practice.
It takes focus and determination to make the right play when the game is on the line.
It takes resilience and humility to find ways to improve after a tough loss.
What better way to learn these life skills than by playing high school sports?
Where we have coaches who mentor us, teammates who become our best friends, memories we'll never forget.
And important life lessons ingrained in us forever.
I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig. Be a champion of high school sports by buying a ticket to your high school's athletic events. This is developing character for life. This is what education-based athletics are all about. This is your IHSAA.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
He says, don't be distracted. It's 31 degrees on Monument Circle. Your radar is clear this morning. It's cold. There's a freeze warning in effect until 9. Your high today is 49. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 7:31. President Donald Trump says he's proud to be the president for the workers and the middle class, not the Wall Street or the political elites. Speaking at the National Republican Congressional Committee dinner Tuesday night, he talked about making America rich again.
The shrill voices that you're hearing this week about tariffs are the same scoundrels and frauds who never thought twice about when the United States lost 90,000 factories and plants.
And Trump also talked about imposing 104% tariffs on China, which went into effect at midnight.
They charged us for many items 100%, 125%. Many countries have. They've ripped us off left and right. But now it's our turn to do the ripping.
About 15 minutes ago, China announced that they were imposing an 84% tariff on U.S. goods, which will take effect tomorrow. Indiana's gas prices are coming down. Chris Davis reports on when you can expect to see much cheaper prices.
The tariffs are putting a very significant risk on the overall U.S. economy and even really the global economy.
Patrick DeHaan, head of petroleum analysis with Gas Buddy.
And if tariffs continue as intended, it's likely to lead to a major economic slowdown, which would also then slow down global oil consumption.
He says that's why gas prices have been coming down in Indiana and why he says he believes they'll likely drop to below or right at $3 within the next week. Chris Davis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Convicted Delphi murderer Richard Allen's interviews with the cops from October of 2022 have been released to the public for the first time.
I don't know how the round got there. What I'm telling you is, if that is truly what you're saying it is, it's not my round.
And Allen appeared cooperative at his first interview, but became guarded when the cops started treating him like a suspect in the Delphi murders, which he was convicted of. In the Dominican Republic, a World Series champion has died.
Former Major League pitcher Octavio Dotel is among those who died after a roof collapsed at a nightclub in the Dominican Republic. Officials say at least 58 people have died and at least another 160 have been injured. Dotel spent 15 years in the big leagues, recording 109 saves, including logging a career-high 36 saves for the Astros and Athletics in 2004. Dotel won a World Series with the Cardinals in 2011, was the fifth of six Astros pitchers to combine for a no-hitter against the Yankees in 2003, and played for 13 teams during his career. The Mets, Dotel's first organization, held a moment of silence before their Tuesday game against the Marlins. Joe Morgan, Fox News.
And sports on WIBC is brought to you by Ball State Athletics. Visit ballstatesports.com. The Indiana Pacers battled through a tough game Tuesday, but they pulled out on the other end to beat the Washington Wizards 104-98. Tyrese Halliburton sealed it with a late three-pointer, finishing with 22 points.
I think the great part of games like these is you just got to figure out a way to win. As we go into the playoffs here soon, that's all it's about is winning. So obviously we're in a time right now where, competing for home court. Every game matters.
And the Pacers missed out on clinching home court advantage in the first round last night because Milwaukee beat Minnesota, but they have another shot when they host the Cleveland Cavaliers Thursday. The Denver Nuggets fired their championship-winning coach, Michael Malone, with just 3 games left in the regular season yesterday. And former IU quarterback Curtis Rourke skipped throwing at Colts local pro day yesterday, being cautious just 3 months post ACL surgery.
It's awesome to be here, be able to showcase everything that I got and be able to be around other athletes that are pursuing the same dream. It's awesome to be a part of it, be able to be coached.
And Rourke was a big reason the Hoosiers were 11-2 last season and went to the 12-team college football playoff. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC. Traffic.com at 7:35. Traffic on the 5s. How the roads looking, Matt Bear?
Not bad, Ryan. Looking at the north side, crash clear westbound 465 before Michigan Road. That is gone. So is the traffic. Also looking at inbound 69 stop-and-go traffic from 106th Street down to 82nd for delay time of 6 minutes. West side, northbound 465 before West 21st Street. Crash clear. Slow to West 10th Street. Northbound 465. Slow roll off 86th Street up to 865. Crashes west side, Morris at Holt and 38th Street west of Eagle Creek. East side, northbound 465 now slows from Penn Pike up to East 75th. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
31 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 7:36.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or drexelin.com.
The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text MONEY to 46220 or visit indianaunclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Whenever I'm out a wandering, chasing a rainbow dream, I often stop and think about a place I've never seen. Where friendly folks can
on the marketplace. The safe word costs extra. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. During downtime, I'm clearing my head. I'm getting ready for what's next on the show. I'm on Facebook Marketplace. I'm looking at cool stuff, odd stuff, strange stuff, interesting stuff, weird stuff. I have bought stuff. I have sold stuff. I have gotten stuff from Matt Bear. Nothing for producer Carl yet. But the day is not over. And I may have found it today. The marketplace, by the way, everything is listed at WIBC.com. Brought to you by IndianaUnclaimed.gov. IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's your cash. Go get it. Free, easy, simple to search, simple to use. It's actually your money waiting for you. IndianaUnclaimed.gov. And Matt Bear, one of the things that is true about me is that I do not tell other people how to live. I have suggestions, I have thoughts, I have ideas. Certainly, I have no problem telling the federal government how to act. But when it comes to people, adults dealing with other adults, I got nothing. I stay out of the way.
This is 100% accurate.
Yeah,
as somebody who's worked with you for a decade, I can say this is accurate. Yeah,
that is correct. You have lasted with me longer than anybody else.
I mean, it's not anything that I'm bragging about. Trust me. It's this is not going on my tombstone or anything, you know. But
well,
no, I mean,
listen, I'll decide that.
Right? Okay. Well, yeah, I'll be the first one to go. So yeah, you'll have a say in it.
I'm telling you right now. Here's how this is written: custom steel reclining chair, fully adjustable with restraint options.
So the chair's made of steel. Why do I want to sit in that?
Go take a look at the photo of the chair.
Oh.
Reclines to 35 degree or 45 degree for relaxed or intense positioning. Cushioned head, back, thigh, and leg supports, all adjustable. Whoa. Includes built-in attachment points and adjustable bar. Comes with support straps and bonus accessory mount. Weighs approximately 100 pounds. It's extremely sturdy. Excellent for therapeutic, role play, or collector use.
Ooh. I think the State House is passing a law against these right now.
I think you can find 3 of these in the State House right now. Right. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a bondage chair.
Is that the actual use for it, or
listen? I'm not going to confirm nor deny. This is high quality.
Thank you, Tony. Can I have another?
This is high, fine quality. I am amazed at the description. I am amazed that they've put it on Facebook Marketplace. And I am amazed that they have not responded to my offer yet. I am amazed by all 3 of these things.
Are you going to put this in the station gym?
No. Listen, unless that's what you call your special room with the extra lock, the station gym.
I call that the room of better understanding.
Now, I want to remind everybody that I've kept this Post-it note since I wrote it a couple weeks ago because of Matt Baer. Kids are listening. Children, let me say for the record, if everybody's in agreement, it's okay. Maybe.
Yeah.
Go ahead, parents. Explain that one.
I'm going to tell my kids that they, need consent to shop on the marketplace. That's after this. I think it's going to be something that needs to be taught.
By the way, if this conversation's too much, there's always Sean Copeland at B. I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Love me some
What I'm supposed to tell you. This is a very, very forward post about something that clearly is what it is, Matt Baer.
Well, you got to put it out there. I mean, you got to say this is what we're doing and this is the intended purpose. And if you use it for anything else, you will die. I mean, you will seriously hurt yourself if you try to do anything else in here.
The question is, this is used, right?
Oh, come on.
Now you're buying a used one of these. And that's where the whole thing becomes peculiar.
Now, when you say used, you're talking about just people throwing the...
Sorry, Producer Carl. You going to be all right? You fine? What? What was that, Matt?
No, I was just saying that when you say used, I mean, this is something I would throw my shirts over as kind of like a laundry rack. I mean, that's what you mean.
Right. Okay. It was used as an $800 laundry rack.
There you go. This...
$800.
It looks like a Bowflex.
Well, something will bow and something will flex. Yeah.
Right. How do I bid?
I'm well. You just reach out to them.
Okay.
Just reach out right there, and do it. Hold on. I just got a message from John Herrick. He says works great. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what that's.
No. He's selling it. This does have a Greenwood. Oh, this is Anderson, not Greenwood. Okay.
Yeah. By the way, John did not text.
Oh, I thought he really did. I was like, that was funny. I was like, good job, dude.
It's there on Facebook Marketplace. Check it out for yourself. We've got the full listing at WIBC.com, presented by IndianaUnclaimed.gov. I don't know if they're still sponsoring. I can't wait to hear back after this. Good Lord.
Mr. Attorney General.
Right.
Just what he envisioned.
Yeah. Oh, this is exactly what Todd Rokita was hoping
for. He wants the Attorney General's office of Indiana to be associated with a used bondage chair.
Hold on. I just got another text. Why didn't I advertise on this? Signed Michael Beckwith. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. It's text right there. Clearly, I would never make that up. Tony Katz.
I had 4 things to say there, and I'm not going to say any of them.
You say nothing, and you like it. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
Another update is just minutes away.
13% plunge in Hong Kong's market overnight. Dow futures are down more than 800 points.
Market futures are dropping. Short-term pain.
Hear the news.
30 counties are under flood warnings. There's no rain in the forecast over the next few days.
As events happen.
15-year-old kid shot and killed 2 people.
We'll happen to be there.
Train derailment near South Sherman Drive.
6 of the train cars left the track.
93 WIBC Mobile News.
Hey, it's Matt Baer for Trajan Wealth. I want to talk to you about Trajan Wealth because it's tax season. Nothing to be excited about, right? We don't get excited about taxes. Creates this ball of anxiety. And we could use a little help with our portfolio in taxes and navigating the incredibly obnoxious tax code. Trajan Wealth is your team, ready to jump in and assist you with any tax concerns you might have in regards to your portfolio. Let them help you. Call 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com to schedule a complimentary consultation and meet the team. Trajan Wealth is about the long game. They incorporate these sound investment strategies and are constantly looking at the markets for you. And then they assemble a customized portfolio that's all about your dreams of retirement. If your investment person isn't doing all this, then call Trajan and get a second opinion. 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Remember, your first consultation is on them. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Traffic on the 5s. Matt Bear, what do you know?
82nd Street Northeast side shut down for Nickel Plate Trail construction. This is from Bash over to Craig. The street should reopen sometime on April 15th. West side crash, Morris at Holt. Northbound 465 on the west side still a little bit slow from 10th up to 21st because of an earlier crash. Inbound 69 stop and go traffic 106th Street, 282nd for a 5-minute delay. And Southeastern Avenue has reopened on the southeast side at Earhart. That is because of an earlier train derailment that happened on Sunday. It is finally open. You can use Southeastern on the southeast side. That is restored. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's in Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146 and River Road, North at Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
We have got ourselves 31 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 7:46.
Look around. Spring is here. And no matter what you're planning or planting, Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. So spring forward in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle, including Chevys, Fords, Toyotas, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and many more. All makes, all models, certified vehicles, luxury vehicles, even the hard-to-find ones. Shop any of Hubler's 13 locations and choose from over 2,000 vehicles. Every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty, plus a 128-point vehicle inspection and a free Carfax history report. So spring forward, knowing Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. Visit Hubler.com or any of our 13 locations.
Hubler's got you covered. Cover me!
Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
When it comes to managed network services and IT support, Applied Innovation is at the top of the list for these Applied Innovation customers. Sean Carnahan, sales manager for Adventure Homes.
They do all of our computers, so they take care of all of our issues, anything that comes up with our servers, any tech support, software we need, any equipment we need.
Eric Lane, director of information technology for Raleigh Williams Paint Spot.
Applied Innovation has been very proactive, and they've laid out a plan for here is what we look like today, and here's what we want to look like in 18 months and then going forward. So it's the long-term vision that they have that other companies didn't.
Ashley Crane, IT director for Belmont Beverage.
They're just a really great company that has a lot to offer to a small IT team like ourselves.
Applied Innovation, office technology made simple, backed by a partner you can trust. Call Applied Innovation today, 800-521-0983, or visit appliedyinnovation.com.
This is Joe Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the nation's largest family law firm, but we're more than just size. We're part of your community. With offices across the country, our attorneys and staff live and work right where you do. And because we're local, we know your courts, your laws, and your legal community. When divorce puts your future on the line, you need a firm that's both powerful and personal. Call Cordell & Cordell.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Indianapolis area attorneys. 101 West Ohio Street, Suite 1250, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46204.
Men, if you're over 40 and you're not feeling like yourself lately, no energy, low motivation, low T centers testosterone therapy is the solution. This month only, the consultation is free. Book today at lowtcenter.com.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with national LTE coverage. Go to rapidradios.com and you'll get up to 60% off, free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO for an additional 5% off.
Politics, punchlines, and pure WIBC. The Mashup Podcast pulls the day's best moments from Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, Hammer and Nigel, and drops them in one place. New episodes each weekday. Search WIBC Mashup wherever you get your podcasts.
Right now, get Lincoln's employee pricing for everyone on most new Lincolns at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get up to $20,000 off select 2024 Lincoln Navigators, up to $8,000 off select 2024 Lincoln Nautilus, or up to $7,000 off select 2024 Lincoln Corsair at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers. Navigator MSRP 105,575. Nautilus MSRP 6195. Corsair MSRP 47,820. Offers good through 4/30/2025. Navigators excluded from employee pricing. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Technology Recyclers is the safe and ethical choice for your computer and electronics recycling. R2 certified, 100% landfill free, guaranteed destruction of data, and absolutely free pickups. Visit tech-recyclers.com.
You are seeing in your social media feeds and on cable news chattering class networks, Elon Musk and Peter Navarro are in a fight, I tell yous. And it's just so embarrassing for America. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. Basically, Peter Navarro has made the statement that every tariff is great. Tariffs aren't even taxes. Tariffs are tax cuts, which they're not. Well, you need to pass the tax cuts because you have the tariffs and everything will balance out and America will be so much better. Whoa. I want the tax cuts. Don't get me wrong. But tariffs are not tax cuts. And I am not interested in how many degrees Peter Navarro has. If you're making that statement, you are wrong. That's all. Nothing else. So this conversation about Musk saying that Navarro is wrong. Peter Navarro is an advisor to President Trump and has been for years. And, of course, the contempt charge and did the jail time. And this came up in the White House briefing yesterday with Caroline Leavitt.
There's been some public sparring between Elon Musk and the president's trade advisor, Peter Navarro, on some of these tariffs. Musk actually referred to Navarro today as being, quote, dumber than a sack of bricks. Are you at all, or is the administration, the president, all concerned that this is maybe impacting the public's understanding of these tariffs? It might be messing with the message on it?
No, look, these are obviously two individuals who have very different views on trade and on tariffs. Boys will be boys, and we will let their public sparring continue. And you guys should all be very grateful that we have the most transparent administration in history. And I think it also speaks to the president's willingness to hear from all sides, that he has people at the highest levels of this government in this White House who have very diverse opinions on very diverse issues, but the president takes all opinions in mind and then he makes the best decision based on the best interests of the American public. Tiana.
I'm not a fan of the expression boys will be boys at all. I am, to a greater measure, not a fan nor not listening to anybody saying this is embarrassing. You know what embarrassing is? Allow me. See that I set it up this way on purpose. Embarrassing is a cabinet knowing that Joe Biden was incapacitated, incapable, and not saying a single word in public. These guys are having a fight over tariffs. They're having a disagreement, and they're getting nasty with each other. Yeah, that sometimes happens. An entire cabinet of Democrats watched Joe Biden not capable of knowing where to show up for a cabinet meeting, never mind not being able to hold a cabinet meeting. The last one was held by Jill Biden, and they said nothing publicly. You want to be embarrassed about this? How about we look at it this way? Clutch your pearls in silence, you absolute beta male freaks. No one's interested. This isn't a story. No one gives a damn. I would prefer if things went in a different direction. I don't think someone needs to be rude for the sake of it, and I don't think people should be looking for fights. I think you should just do the work and shut your mouth. That's what I believe in. But I'm going to listen to the left or left sympathizers who allowed a cabinet to say nothing about Joe Biden's infirmities. They wouldn't say that in public, but somehow Musk and Navarro are the problem. Sit down and be quiet, you silly, silly children. You're not worthy of being part of this conversation until you owe up to what is, that you should have been saying, why aren't they talking about it? I'm not getting lectured by these people, and you shouldn't be lectured either. Not a chance. Matt Bear has traffic.
Inbound 69 stop-and-go traffic from 106th Street down to 465. That is a 7-minute delay. Northbound 465 stop-and-go traffic, 79th up to 865. Westbound 70 slow roll at Shadeland Avenue past Emerson Avenue. East side northbound 465 slows from 70 up to Penn Pike. And good news, southeast side Southeastern Avenue reopened between Sherman and English had been shut down since Sunday. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Springtime means spring cleaning, and that means cleaning out the garage. And if your garage floor has exposed concrete with stains and cracks, it makes your entire garage look bad. And a bad epoxy job, that makes your garage look even worse. If that's you, you should call Comer & Cross right now. A new Comer & Cross premium garage floor will transform your garage in one day. They take your stuff out for you, they fix your cracks and pits perfectly, then apply your gleaming new Comer & Cross floor. It's the gold standard. A Comer & Cross concrete floor is guaranteed never to chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. And all their installers, their employees, uniform pros, no freelancers at Comer & Cross. Get your free garage floor, patio, or basement estimate. Call Comer & Cross right now at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. Comer & Cross for your new garage floor. Go to comercross.com. That's C-O-M-E-R, comercross.com.
Turning 65, new to Medicare, or just moved? If you qualify for Medicare and Medicaid, a Humana Dual Eligible Special Needs Plan, a D-SNP, may give you the extra benefits you're looking for. A D-SNP helps cover things like prescriptions and checkups, but it also helps pay for essentials, too. With a Humana D-SNP, you get $225 a month for eligible groceries, rent, utilities, and more. Plus, whatever you don't spend carries over to the next month. You may even get benefits like $0 copays on routine prescriptions, plus routine dental, vision, or hearing coverage. All of this could make a difference for your health and wallet. Learn more at GetHumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a coordinated care HMO SNP plan with a Medicare contract and a contract with the Indiana Medicaid program. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal. Allowance amounts cannot be combined with other benefit allowances. Limitations and restrictions may apply.
If you love spring and Indy but hate the paint, do what Lynn did. She called Rhino Shield.
It is a single-wide manufactured home. We moved from our home, which we had the Rhino Shield on. Rhino Shield was what we were going to do. That was no question. We knew we were going to do it.
Rhino Shield's a ceramic coating. It's not paint, it's better.
The Rhino Shield representative came and we discussed what we wanted done. And this time, we had the roof done as well.
Now, you can have the 25-year guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 15% off the regular price.
Even the people that have been a little younger than us have said they don't have to worry about getting just an everyday painter because Rhino Shield has the 25-year warranty, and we truly believe in this product.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino!
Paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But this one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now, here's a good number. 100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. Oh, one last number. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit LifeLock.com for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.
The most extraordinary thing a woman can do is let herself be human. We try to do it all, sure, but what if we're just not feeling it? Like when the fatigue hits, but you gotta bring snacks to the soccer game? Or when the laundry's piling up, but that hot flash says, too bad. We get it. Franciscan Health has care for extraordinary women who can do it all, but don't have to. Visit franciscanhealth.org/OBGYN today.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers Studios, why an Indianapolis leader says kids are choosing to pick up a gun instead of talking out their problems, where gas prices are at right now in the Hoosier State, and what changes could be coming to your neighborhood HOA. Those stories and more after Fox News. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It is 8 o'clock.
Another shot fired in the trade war. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. As China fights back, adding 50% to its retaliatory tariff on American exports, up to 84% now, responding to the U.S. tariffs on Chinese goods that rose after midnight to 104%.
Until they make a deal with us, that's what it's going to be. I think they'll make a deal at some point. China will. They want to make a deal. They really do. They want to make a deal. They just don't know how to get it started.
President Trump also said last night at a dinner with House Republicans, a lot of countries are wanting to make deals to avoid tariffs that affect about 90 countries. And he just posted on Truth Social moments ago, it's a great time to move your company into the United States. Don't wait, do it now. Now, another stock sell-off is looming. Dow futures are down more than 600 points on top of a more than 4,000-point plunge the past 4 trading days, while markets also drop again worldwide.
The mood here at the White House is more upbeat. Staffers are happily carrying out the president's orders without much worry about the markets in the meantime.
Fox's Peter Ducey also reports.
Vulnerable Republican lawmakers are worrying this is putting them in a tough spot, to the point that for the first time in U.S. history, in a congressional hearing, there have been threats made to the U.S. trade rep.
Whose throat do I get to choke if this proves to be wrong?
Well, Senator, you can certainly always talk to me, but
are you at the tip of the spear?
Well, I'm at the tip of the spear for certainly.
Well, that was GOP Senator Tom Tillis sparring with Trade Representative Jamieson Greer at a hearing where Democrats call the Trump tariffs reckless. Back to China, it's pushing back on Ukraine's claim that Chinese soldiers are helping Russia fight the war there.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says he believes significantly more Chinese are fighting for Russia than just the 2 soldiers his forces have captured. But China says that claim is totally unfounded.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage. New Israeli airstrikes have hit Gaza, targeting Hamas, but Palestinian officials say at least 23 people were killed, most of them women and children. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Why he thinks some kids are killing people. You have a clear radar in downtown Indianapolis where it's 32 degrees. There's a freeze warning in effect for the next 58 minutes. Your high today, 48. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 7 or 8:02. You've likely heard police mention this before. Some kids don't have basic conflict resolution skills, which leads them to violence and in some cases murder. Reverend Charles Harrison of the 10-Point Coalition agrees with the view.
It's just troubling that we have young people who are losing their lives over the kind of things that are leading to these shootings. It's just troubling.
Harrison talking about a double murder case that happened a few days ago on the near northwest side of Indianapolis, where a 15-year-old boy is charged with killing 2 people, one of whom was a 14-year-old boy. Religious scrupulosity. It's a type of obsessive disorder that led Indianapolis offensive tackle Braden Smith to a 48-hour treatment facility last season.
The courage of the Smiths to put it out there and to be this honest about this story and what they were dealing with last year. I know I'm a journalist, but full disclosure, I don't know if that would be my instinct.
That's Indy star writer Joel Erickson joining the Fan Morning Show. Smith told him that the disorder compels constant prayer. Last Thanksgiving, Braden Smith says he contemplated suicide, but now he says he's in a much better place and looking forward to playing in the NFL next season. If you or anybody you know is experiencing a mental health crisis, dial 988, the suicide prevention line. What if you bought a nice home and your neighbor pulled a food truck into their driveway? Chris Davis reports on a proposed law that would allow that to happen.
That bill, discussed in the state Senate Tuesday, would prevent HOAs from stopping it. Senator Michael Young of Indianapolis believes that could hurt property values.
What happens if I bought this house and I bought it because we weren't going to have a 48-foot RV sitting in the neighborhood during the winter, or a food truck?
People supporting the bill say some HOAs are too aggressive with their rules and need to be checked. Chris Davis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Threats were made against Republican Representative Jim Lucas, say Indiana Capitol Police. They've arrested a man named Robert Bennett from Terre Haute. They charged him with 4 counts of felony intimidation. A Rochdale man ended up in the Putnam County Jail Tuesday. John Herrick explains why and how digital forensics played a role.
Police say they took Corey Reeves into custody for child seduction, child porn possession, and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. They say they had been investigating him since June of last year and found that Reeves had been talking to a minor over social media and provided controlled substances to get child pornography sent to him in return. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The Indiana Pacers had to battle, and down the stretch, they beat the Washington Wizards, coming back from a deficit 104-98 Tuesday, but they did not clinch home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs because the Milwaukee Bucks beat the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Pacers have another shot to do that when they host the Cleveland Cavaliers Thursday. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 8:05. Traffic on the 5s. Here's Matt Baer.
South side crash, westbound 465 and the Gore Point to US 31. It's splitting the main line in the exit ramp to US 31 right now. No delay. Just be careful as you make your exit to US 31 East on westbound 465. Eastbound 465 still on the south side now. Crash at I-65, blocking the left shoulder. Slow traffic back to US 31. Inbound 69 stop and go. 106th Street down to 96. Northwest side northbound 465 stop and go after 79th up to 865. And looking at the north split, northbound 65 slows out to west. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road at North Shadeland or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Baer on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Tara Hastings, Wish TV meteorologist. What do we know?
Hey, good morning. We're starting off with a little bit of sunshine, but it's going to be short-lived. Cloud cover returns. Some scattered showers possible on and off throughout the day. It's going to be breezy. Winds could gust out of the south at about 20 to 25 miles per hour this afternoon. We'll get up to about 50. Cloudy with rain chances possible overnight. Lows only fall to about 41. And then on Thursday, lots of clouds, some scattered showers, maybe a few rumbles of thunder. Highs near normal, near 60. We dry out, though, for Friday. Some sunshine with highs near 52.
That is Tara Hastings of Wish TV. We appreciate it, Tara. 32 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:07. Responded to our response to their response to our response. Yeah, I think I actually have that right. That's pretty impressive, Katz. Well done. They are responding with tariffs of 84% on U.S. goods. We are at 104% on Chinese goods. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. The China conversation is different than everything else regarding tariffs, which were actually placed based on trade deficits, which are not necessarily bad things. This is a recording. It's everybody wants to lump for their political advantage, and I want to engage what it is we're dealing with so we know what it is we're dealing with. It's a very different conversation. Luke in the chat room there with the live stream is asking, do we actually send anything to China? And the answer is yes. Without us, they've got a soybean issue. And soybeans are used for what? Feeding hogs. And what is the food of China? It goes like that. Which is why they've been so active in South America and building rail lines and trying to be able to develop their own source of soybeans so they don't have to be relying on the United States, which of course would have a real effect on farmers. And so much of the conversation, going back to Trump's first term, was about tariffs to be able to create better trade deals for farmers and for agriculture as a whole. So there are things that they absolutely buy. But to your point, there are more things that we buy. Now, some people have made the argument about, well, we should buy less Chinese goods. I have stated on this program more than once that it should be that when you are buying a good, you must, as a retailer, announce where that good is from. You cannot hide where that good is from. It has to be front and center. Made in the USA, made in Canada, made in France, made in Vietnam, made in China, made in India, made in Israel. Whatever the case may be, has to be right there so people can decide for themselves. Now, if you want to know what that is, allow me to help. That's called bigotry. What? It's exactly what it is. You can look and say something's made in India and say, I don't buy from those people. Okay. You don't have to buy from those people. That's the point. I don't know if you should or you shouldn't. Me, I'll buy something from India. I won't buy as much as I can. I'll avoid buying from China. But when that fact of where it's manufactured is hidden, that is the retailer, the business, engaging in duplicity with the consumer. Nope. I want to say right now, this show, 100% made in America. Made in America. Oh, yeah. We should really put that in our branding. Yeah, it should be something that we are outrageously proud of. 100% made in America right here. We should know where things are made. We should have it clearly written. But we'll get to that. We certainly will. In the meantime, this tariff fight continues. The effect on the market absolutely continues. We'll see. We'll see how it all plays out because we're in it. It's not like it's going to stop. We're in it. No, I would not have done it this way. No, it didn't have to be done this way. No, it wasn't some great move. We won't know how the move worked until we see the deals. Not the talk of the deals, but the deals themselves. Until then, the only thing I can tell you is...
Fight for the rights of every man. I am a real
100% made in the USA. Tony Katz in the Morning News. 93 WIBC. Good morning. You need yourself a tree. You need Circle City Trees. They're the people to speak to. This is your tree guy. And everybody should have a tree guy. I'm kind of surprised that you don't already. You need shade for that backyard patio. You need a little privacy from the neighbor to the side or to the back. You just want something to enhance the entirety of your backyard or your front yard. Circle City Trees. It's a very odd thing that people think that this is an item you shouldn't spend a little bit of time on. Shouldn't spend a little bit of research on. You should deal with professionals, and Circle City Trees are those professionals. They have got a full selection there. 146 in Michigan, in Zionsville, all sorts of opportunities for you. Evergreen, shade trees, fruit trees, ornamental trees, flowering trees. They have got it all. And they take care of the installation. And they would have, of course, they would, and they do, provide the warranty. Yeah, you got a guy. You got a tree guy. You should talk to them today. CircleCityTrees.com. 317-768-3005. 317-768-3005. 768-3005. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. That's me, Tony Katz. Hey, how are you? Or online at CircleCityTrees.com.
It's Hammer and Nigel for Window Nation. April's a great time to spruce up around the house, like getting rid of those old, ugly, drafty, hard-to-open windows and starting fresh, especially during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale going on now through April 30th. And if you buy a house full of windows, they'll include a free entry door, too. Plus, with 0% financing, 0 down, and no monthly payments, you could get new windows and pay nothing until 2027.
Window Nation partners with top window manufacturers in the nation to build windows to their high-quality specs. Then they pass those savings on to you. You'll protect your home with some of the best windows you can buy at a fraction of the price of some of those other brands. This sale ends April 30th. Do not miss your chance to take advantage of the Buy 4, Get 4 for free deal, and you don't pay anything until 2027. Schedule that estimate right now at 866-90-NATION or go to windownation.com.
I have people yelling at me that my microphone is made in China, and therefore this show is not made in America. You win. I don't know what to tell you. The content is 100% made in America. Is anybody happy anymore? No? Yes? Good gosh. Matt Bear has traffic.
Unbelievable. Crash on the exit from westbound 465 to East Street. And it's going to be in the Gore Point between the main line and the exit ramp. No delay here at the moment, but we also have a crash on the south side. Another one, eastbound 465 at I-65, blocking the left shoulder, slowing us down to South Keystone Avenue. Eastbound 70, stop and go traffic from Belmont into the south split. Northbound 6570 slow Michigan Street to Meridian Penn. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
33 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:16.
Listen up, fellow Gen Xers. Elizabeth Banks here. The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the way. We've done this before. Music videos, fanny packs, even the World Wide Web. Let's do it again and get vaccinated, because we're at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Visit vaxassist.com and schedule a vaccine today. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Now, your big ideas don't have to wait. They have everything they need to come to life, because Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas. A technology that loves expanding your business and evolving your passion. We push what technology can do so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, I think I saw a fox on my way in.
Oh, that was the Carfax Carfox. He was congratulating us on our Carfax Top-Rated Service Center Award.
I have always rated Tire Discounters at the very top.
Oh, thanks. So does Carfax, and not just for tires, but for all our services, too.
Alignment, brakes, shocks, and struts, and more.
Yes, sir.
But, Mike, do you think people believe Carfax over me?
Well, you are the Phantom tire buyer.
Exactly.
Hey folks, Scott Wilson here from Wilson Farm Market. Even in winter, we're bringing you the best in farm fresh flavors. Stop in for our fresh salad bar, hot and crispy wing bar, and a cheese selection that is second to none. Got a sweet tooth? Our homemade pies, creamy fudge, and old-fashioned candy will hit the spot. Come see us on US 31 just north of Carmel. We're open every day 9 to 6. At Wilson Farm Market, we're all about fresh, local, and delicious. See you soon.
Not every day we get to do a throwback. We have an opportunity to help an old friend, especially one who has given us so much joy over the years.
Hey, Mayor Joe! Mayor, we got snow coming
one, we need some salt on the roadways. Come on, Mayor Joe, let's do it. Hee-ho.
Randy Ollis is a treat and a joy and a good and decent man. Tony Katz, good to be with you. The former meteorologist over at Wish TV, with us now, and the work that he is doing with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society brings him to us. Randy Ollis joins us right now. It's good to have you back, kid. If you want to give a weather report, we're more than willing to take it. But this is about what you've been doing after your work there, Randy, after the donuts were eaten and after the weather was poorly presented. You said, how do I do some good with my life? And it's the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. It's a personal story to you. So take a moment and tell us about it.
Well, I tell you what here, Tony, I was diagnosed with cancer, a blood cancer, 8 years ago, back in 2017. It was a very fast spreading cancer. And, when the doctor says, give me a few minutes under the microscope, and he gets real quiet, and he comes back and he says those three words, you have cancer, I was in self-denial. I thought, there's no way. This always happens to somebody else. But the doc says, no, I see this all the time. You have cancer. So anyway, we caught it early. Again, this was back in 2017, and it's been 8 years now since I've been cancer-free. And I asked the doc, I said, hey, doc, there's a big lump in my neck. I said, what if I don't do anything? What's going to happen? And he says, if it's kind of cancer I think it is, you'll be gone in less than a year. So I asked them, what's my other options? And fortunately, they knew what they were doing. They've done research, and they're still doing more research here, the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. And they gave me 3 rounds of chemo, 3 weeks of radiation. And I think it was like 96 days later, they retested me, and the cancer is gone. So, I always give God the credit with prayer and with the medicines and everything else, the combination really helped to save my life. So anyway, fast forward, it's been several months ago. I've been cancer-free for 8 years here, and they contacted me, the Lymphoma and Leukemia Society. They contacted me. We got together for breakfast, and they talked about their Visionaries of the Year campaign. It's a 10-week campaign. It started about 6 weeks ago. It ends up on May 9th. And they asked me if I would be a team leader, and I thought about it, and I thought, I don't think I know what I'm doing, but I said, let me think more about it here, and I'll give you my answer later. Well, I started feeling convicted about having a wrong attitude, and I thought this is my chance to give back. People saved my life. The meds that I took 8 years ago, I had hardly any side effects here, and they're continuing to do research, and that's my pillar here is research in regards to this blood cancer. So I said, okay, I will be a team leader. I'm not sure what I'm doing, but I will learn as I go along. So we have about 13, 14 team members on my team. There's 11 teams competing against each other during this 10-week campaign. And that's why I'm here today, just to let people know that we got to continue with the research. We have to continue to develop meds here, especially for children. A lot of the children, when they are diagnosed with the blood cancer, they take adult meds, and that can have more side effects with children than with the adults here. So they want to kind of fine-tune this and get it nailed down even better. So that's why I'm here. We're asking to raise funds. Our goal is to raise, what, 75?
Hold on, let me give me a moment. Let me jump back in, Randy. I still have my name on the shingle. Randy Ollis. He's been away from TV. He has a lot to say. The website is lls.org, Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, lls.org, and you can search for Randy Ollis. And it is absolutely true that what our research is on childhood cancers is far waning compared to our research on cancers for adults. And it's been a problem for a series of groups that are trying to bring attention to this. But the program that you've been doing, this 10 weeks that you've been engaged in for this fundraiser, trying to raise $75,000 is what your team is trying to do. Is it just about spreading the word of, hey, we're doing this thing, or is there something else going on within these 10 weeks that you've been doing to try and help people be aware of what it is the organization does, LLS, Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, and why it's the right organization to give to?
Yeah, well, they've been around for years doing this, Tony. That's a great question here, and I think it's really all of what you said above. We want to, educate people, about the different cancers that's out there, especially the blood cancer. I had large diffuse B-cell non-Hodgkin lymphoma cancer. I had no idea what it was until he said that's what I had. So they educate people about it, and so we want to educate people about it. They provide support for families going through it, of course. And, again, it's not just about raising the money, too, even though they do need the funds here, because you hit that one as well. We need to develop even better, meds for the children. It's the children that really kind of suffer the worst side effects compared to the adults. So it's all the above what you're talking about here to educate people. And like any group, they need funds. They really do need funds, to help them out with the research. So, and I was thinking, too, Tony, I was reluctant to do this at first just because I don't know much about it. But if somebody didn't do this 10, 15 years ago, I might not be around today. But somebody had to knock on the door. Somebody had to make the phone calls and say, hey, would you please give to LLS? And somebody had to do it. For me, it's much easier. Hey, I'd rather, write out a check than ask people for money. But somebody's got to do it. So I thought, I'm going to do it. That helped save my life. Thank goodness, 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, somebody asked somebody else to give money to help, for the cause here to help beat blood cancer. And because of that, it saved my life. So this is my way of giving back. I'm retired. I have a little extra time here in my life. So I thought, there's not a better way than to give back to help people who hear those three dreaded words, you have cancer. And, boy, when I went through it, I was so blessed. I had very few side effects. I missed very little work. And that's my goal, is to give back to society. And I want to leave just leave a legacy of helping people out. I don't want to, play golf all day long. I mean, there's nothing wrong with playing golf, but I want to do something that helps society and helps people out.
What is the website? Where do they go if they want to donate to you? What you're doing, the work you're doing under your name, where do they go?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what's real easy. If you just go to my Facebook page, Randy Ollis, it'll pop up there. Go to my Facebook page. It's right at the top there. It's going to be – I just redid it here a few minutes ago. And if you click on the link, it goes right to the page where you can donate. It is safe. It is secure, easy to do. And that way you can give me the credit for it. I can say this, Tony. Our goal is $75,000. Last I heard, I think we're just under $30,000. We're waiting for a couple more sponsors to respond back to us here. So we do need some help. We only have about, 4 weeks to go in the campaign. We're not quite halfway there. So we could, any amount you want to give, you say, I can only give $10. Great. It's the little donations that really add up. So nothing is too small. If there's a business out there and they would like to sponsor this coming up on May 9th, that's the last day. That's our grand finale celebration on May 9th. All the teams get together. Nobody knows what the other teams are forecast or predicting to race, or they don't tell us anything. You just concentrate on your team. And then on May the 9th at the grand finale celebration, that's when they announce the winning team. So it's really exciting. I have learned so much going through this. And it's not just fun. It's a lot of work, too, but it's worth helping other people out. Yeah, it helps people out here. So
Randy Ollis, there are still commercials. I still have to get paid. You are a treat. You are a pleasure. You're a good man. We will get you back in a couple weeks and see how the fundraiser is going. If you follow me on the Twitter X, you will see the link there. Randy Ollis, appreciate it quite a bit. Matt Bear has got traffic. What's up, Matthew?
South side crash. Westbound 465 to US 31. It's in the Gore Point between the main part of 465 and the exit to East Street. That's northbound East Street. It's actually east. And then looking at northbound 6570 slow from the south split, stop and go traffic Michigan Street through the north split out to Meridian Penn. And south side crash eastbound 465 at I-65. Left shoulder covered slow to Keystone. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push to talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Hey, this is Rob.
And this is Casey.
Turns out your dog can help your mood just as much as your spouse.
Join us Wednesday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
People always forget that their garage is part of the house, and they never seem to treat it right, especially when you see those exposed concrete floors that have all those stains and cracks. It makes your entire garage look bad. And then you see the bad epoxy jobs, and that's even worse. You can have a garage that looks like a showroom with Comer & Cross. A new Comer & Cross premium garage floor will transform your garage in one day, and they can do the same thing for your patio and basement. A Comer & Cross concrete floor is the gold standard, guaranteed to never chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. And you can call right now and get your free garage floor, patio, or basement estimate and have your own showroom in your garage. Call Comer & Cross right now at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. Comer & Cross for your new garage floor. Go to comercross.com. That's C-O-M-E-R, comercross.com.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $69 a month for 24 months. And ask how to get free installation on qualifying bundles. Plus, find out how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After 24 months, regular rates apply.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
It's one tariff after another. Your radar is clear in downtown Indianapolis, where it's 32 degrees. A freeze warning in effect for the next 29 minutes. Your high today, 48. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 8:31. President Trump's heavy tariffs included a 104% tax on imports from China that went into effect Wednesday.
A lot of these imbalances that President Trump has been signaling very clearly to the market that he wants to address, a lot of these imbalances date all the way back to World War II and the Reconstruction effort afterwards.
That's Republican Tennessee Senator Bill Hagerty speaking with Fox News a couple of minutes ago.
Japan, European nations got very favorable terms of trade. Now is the time to rectify that, though. These are fully developed economies, and what we've seen is a very deep imbalance. We're in the process of getting that adjusted.
And China says they've retaliated against Trump's tariffs on Wednesday by hiking its levies on U.S. imports to 84%. At least 113 people are dead and lots more are injured after a roof collapsed at a nightclub in the Dominican Republic. 2 former Major League Baseball players are among the people killed. The collapse happened early Tuesday, with the country's president posting on X that he's asking for prayers. Your HOA might not be able to prevent someone in your neighborhood from having an RV or a food truck in the driveway if a bill discussed in the state Senate Tuesday becomes law.
A food truck that looks horrible sitting in the driveway right next to my property, and now the provision I could use to keep that food truck out is now gone.
Senator Michael Young of Indianapolis says he believes the state would be exerting too much control over homeowners associations by making another law telling them what they can and can't prevent in the neighborhoods. Some lawmakers are afraid that might be detrimental to property values, especially for people who move there, believing those types of vehicles would not be allowed. Chris Davis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
You may see gas hit about $3 or below within the next week, and Gas Buddy's Patrick DeHaan says that has nothing to do with Trump's initiative, Drill Baby Drill.
No, has nothing to do with Drill Baby Drill. In fact, as a result of the big drop in oil prices, oil companies are less likely to drill Baby Drill. Not incentivized with falling prices, oil companies tend to decrease oil production.
And he credits the tariffs for slowing the economy down, and also OPEC for increasing oil production for the drop. An 80-year-old woman is stranded in Puerto Rico this morning because an airline won't let her board with her emotional support parrot.
Maria Fraterigo says that Frontier Airlines won't let her board with Plucky, her African gray parrot. The New York City resident says the airline never put up a squawk when she boarded the flight from JFK to Puerto Rico and that she carries Plucky in a TSA-approved carrier. She says she was told at the gate if she wants to board, she has to get rid of the bird. Frontier says it's looking into the issue to try to find a way to bring her and Plucky back home. Gary Baumgarten, Fox News.
Sports on WIBC.
No. Brian?
Yes, Tony.
Stop the music.
All right.
I never interrupt you.
All right.
You are a professional, and I let you do the thing. But I do not believe I have the capacity not to address a woman who has a parrot as a support animal wanting to be on a plane.
I agree.
Okay. I don't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Professional, the Supporting Sobriety podcast with Matt Baer. You have to go download that and listen to that wherever it is you get your podcast. I just want to say to everybody that if your emotional support animal is a parrot, you need a therapist immediately. A parrot cannot emotionally support you. A parrot can only mock you and the ones that you love. Parrots are, like all birds, are beautiful and fine. And if you want to have one, go right ahead. But they're a mess and they're noisy and they don't belong on a plane. And the airline is right and you are wrong. And that's all there is. And I just needed to say it out loud before I lost my mind. And if you thought, my God, Tony's lost his mind, that's a lot. That's what a parrot would sound like on a plane. So, nice, Carl. So, the answer is no. I just had to speak my piece. Thank you for understanding me, Ryan Hedrick. He is back with sports. Go ahead, Ryan.
Sports on WIBC is brought to you by Ball State Athletics. Visit ballstatesports.com. No laughing matter here. The Pacers are so close to clinching home court advantage in the playoffs after beating the Washington Wizards Tuesday 104-98. Pascal Siakam, one of the leading scorers, hurt his elbow Sunday, but had a strong game last night.
I got to stay off the floor somehow, sometimes just falling a little too much, getting banged up, and just not continue to hit it. Yeah, it's fine. I think the rest definitely helped for sure. I'm definitely grateful for that.
And the Pacers played the Cleveland Cavaliers Thursday night. You may have heard of religious scrupulosity. It's a type of obsessive disorder that Indianapolis Colts offensive tackle Braden Smith suffered with last year. In fact, it landed him in a 48-hour treatment facility. He said he contemplated suicide, but he's back and he says he's willing to go hard this season. If you or somebody you know is suffering from a mental problem, you could call 988, the Suicide Prevention Hotline. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. With traffic, here's Matt Baer.
Eastbound 465 south side, crash at 65 on the left shoulder. A little bit slow through the area, no delay. Northbound 6570 stop and go Michigan Street out to Meridian Penn. And northwest side, northbound 465 slow roll from 86th Street up to 865. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th Fen River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Baer on the fives, WIBC traffic.
33 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:37.
It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But this one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now, here's a good number. 100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. Oh, one last number. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit LifeLock.com for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.
Yeah, let's be honest. How much does it hurt to look at your investments right now? There's a way you could make up for those losses. When you invest $200,000 or more, you get an upfront 20% bonus from Bill Demery. You'll also earn an annual return that's averaged nearly 10% for the past 10 years. And you're going to sleep well knowing your money is backed by one of the largest insurance companies in the world.
Learn more by calling Bill Demery, your retirement guy. My Retirement Guy, 317-648-5120. Get an upfront 20% bonus on your deposit. 20% bonus. Earn an annual return that's averaged nearly 10% for the last decade, and sleep well knowing your money is backed by one of the largest insurance companies in the world. Bill Demery, 317-648-5120. 317-648-5120. Bill Demery, your retirement guy.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or drexelin.com.
How bad is it? Don't sugarcoat it. Give it to me straight. Want coffee?
I think I need some coffee.
Time to fill up on the news. Tony Katz. That's me. What's up? What's up, boo-boo? 93 WIBC. Good morning. Dow futures down 899. NASDAQ futures down 290. Oil prices $55.93 on the West Texas crude. Brent crude at $59.14. And the 10-year Treasury at 4.44%. Now, what does all of that mean? Well, Trump put another 50% tariff on China for putting another 34% tariff on America when Trump put a 34% tariff on what was already a 20%, making it 54%. So right now, we have a tariff on China of 104%. China responded. The market said, screw all this, and then did something to the bed that's going to require most probably a new bed. So the market's down. It had a very interesting run yesterday where it was up 1,500 but did close in the negatives. Or it was up 1,200 yesterday and it closed 300 down. It closed in the red, not in the green. The oil prices being down, well, that could be great for gas prices. But the oil prices are down because they're looking at what this tariff trade war is going to do to manufacturing, and they're saying, oh, we're going to be making less stuff. So there's less demand for the oil, and therefore the price goes down because supply and demand is very, very real. If I'm President Trump, may I suggest utilizing this time to replenish the strategic petroleum reserve that Joe Biden absolutely just decimated isn't enough in order to reduce gas prices by a nickel. You might want to get the petroleum reserve back up, and you might want to get it back up far better than the par levels we've had in years past. The 10-year Treasury is what you base the 30-year fixed on, and this is really a conversation of bond markets. I don't claim an expertise in bond markets. What I will say is that 4.4 is not the direction Trump wants to go in by any stretch of the imagination. He wanted a far lower number, the 30-year fixed mortgage based on this, wanting to see more housing starts, more housing sales, things going. Jamie Dimon, he's the guy who runs J.P. Morgan, sees the U.S. heading towards a likely recession. I don't know. I have absolutely no clue whether or not that's going to be the case. What I do know is that people are affected by these things. I don't think the market is the only determining factor of the economy, as we've discussed, but to somehow think that this isn't happening, that's a problem. Oh, you're just weak. You don't understand what Trump's doing. I understand basic math. I understand basic economics. This isn't great. Doesn't mean it won't be great tomorrow. Doesn't mean I'm losing my mind. You don't see me screaming and yelling. Just giving you the facts. Not great. And yes, this prolonged will have an effect on people who have pensions and people who have 401ks and other things. So the idea that they're not daily invested in the market, absolutely true. Wall Street taking punches is not an effect on Midwest Main Street. However, tariffs are an effect on Midwest Main Street. To say otherwise is nonsense, and I'll debate anyone, anywhere, anytime on the subject. Short-term pain for long-term result is what it is that Donald Trump had to explain to America. And now you're trying to do it ipso facto. I said do it before. But we're in it. And the only thing we can do is have the conversation about how we get out of it. And that's what we're going to do. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's Matt Baer for Trajan Wealth. I want to talk to you about Trajan Wealth because it's tax season. Nothing to be excited about, right? We don't get excited about taxes. Creates this ball of anxiety. And we could use a little help with our portfolio in taxes and navigating the incredibly obnoxious tax code. Trajan Wealth is your team, ready to jump in and assist you with any tax concerns you might have in regards to your portfolio. Let them help you. Call 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com to schedule a complimentary consultation and meet the team. Trajan Wealth is about the long game. You know, they incorporate these sound investment strategies and are constantly looking at the markets for you, and then they assemble a customized portfolio that's all about doing all this. And call Trajan and get a second opinion. 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Remember, your first consultation is on them. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Traffic on the fives. Matthew, Horatio, Ignatius, Tiberius, Bear. What do we know?
That's me. Southside crash. Eastbound 465 at I-65 blocking the left shoulder. East side northbound 465 slow from 70 up to Penn Pike. Northwest side northbound 465 stop and go from 86th Street up to 865. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at DrexelIN.com. I'm Matt Baer with traffic on the fives. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
We have got 31 degrees, 34 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time right now is 8:46.
Come on, Indy. Don't use the spring to paint your house year after year. Do what Deanna did. She called Rhino Shield.
I was noticing some cracks and the paint's faded. I was like, okay, I think I should get my house painted. So my neighbor had a Rhino Shield placard in the yard. And after they were finished, I was just, wow. With the warranty and everything, it just seemed silly not to go that route.
The ceramic coating of Rhino Shield is specifically formulated for our climate.
So the Rhino Shield crew came out. Nothing was damaged in the process. I was very happy. They just didn't leave a mess. You couldn't even tell they were there. And the house looked so different. It just looked like a new home.
Backed by a 25-year transferable warranty. And now get the protection of Rhino Shield for 15% off the regular price.
Rhino Shield, I think it increases the value and the curb appeal of your home. Definitely worth it.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Your future holds so much potential. The question is, are you planting the right seeds today to make it flourish? At Howard Bailey Financial, we strive to help you create a retirement plan that can adapt to your evolving needs, offering guidance to bring you clarity, confidence, and purpose along the way. Whether you're just beginning or refining your financial strategy, we're here to support you. Let's grow something lasting together. Text GROW to 888-262-1104 to start planning for your future full of possibility. That's GROW to 888-262-1104. Take the first step today. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Suddenly I'm up on top of the world. It should have been somebody else.
walking on air. My singing career could have been great. A joy and a treat. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. It's time to play America's favorite game. What the heck is that TV theme song? Here's how we play our game. Producer Carl chooses a television theme song. I have to guess what it is. How we don't have a sponsor for this is completely insane. Sponsorship's now available. Thank you, Producer Carl. Turn it up! Greatest American Hero. If you turn this down, Carl, you're fired.
Could it be? Believe it or not, it's just me.
Oh, man, there's a whole breakdown. This isn't the version with the breakdown. That's too bad, because there's a whole breakdown in the song. It's glorious. In the days when theme songs were theme songs and men wore tights. So that happened. Can I name the actors in that show? That's a great, great question. I used to know the name of the guy who was Greatest American Hero. I used to know his name. And I don't know. I'm thinking Gary, but I think Gary's the guy who is the songwriter. Right? Like the song, William Catt. Sorry, I should have known that. That's one heck of a cast. It was William Catt, Connie Selica, and Robert Culp, all in Greatest American Hero. But the song was who's the song written by? Wasn't that written by? Oh, it's Joey Scarberry. Okay, my mistake. I thought it was Gary. Joey, not Gary. Neither here nor there. Fine television. Fine television right there. Greatest American Hero. They don't make them like that anymore. On Tony Katz today, I would love not to have one more conversation about tariffs. I would give everything to not have one more conversation about tariffs. But it's happening. Here we are. And the markets are going to take a hit today. Who knows? Maybe they'll come back by the time the market opens. Maybe we'll see something else happen. It's the bond market that I'm trying to get a handle on, trying to understand and what this means and where the opportunities are within. Also, the very weird political response that we're seeing here. I am somebody who has often said that the political left overplays their hand. And I've also engaged that the left is not interested in a debate. The left is interested in destruction. This whole, what did they call it, a shadow hearing yesterday? The left, did you, Producer Carl, you're our conspiracy guy. Everybody knows Conspiracy Carl is all about the conspiracies. And if there is a conspiracy, don't you worry, Producer Carl will indeed find it. The Democrats had like a shadow hearing yesterday where Adam Schiff, who Donald Trump yesterday referred to as Watermelon Head. I don't know if you saw that when he was speaking at the NRCC event. Referred to him as Watermelon Head. How does his head stay on that pencil neck? It's not even possible. Like, it's nuts. They had some kind of shadow hearing, or that's what people called it. They had a hearing. It wasn't an actual hearing. Do you know anything about this?
It's the COG, continuance of government, shadow, underground, deep state.
Right, see, you are. But did you hear anything about these
no, I missed
hearings
it.
they had yesterday?
I missed it.
Yeah, I want to find out. I saw Tony Kinnett post about it. I saw some other people. I was like, what in the world did they think they were doing? But they do this sometimes. They hold these hearings that aren't actual hearings. Remember, this is what they did with Sandra Fluck. If you remember, And then that engaged the Rush Limbaugh comment, and that engaged let's pull the plan out of the drawer to go on the attack, and it had a serious effect on all of radio. So I don't know what they were trying to accomplish, but I'm going to dig in, and I'll be able to give a full update on that. I don't care about the fight between Musk and Navarro, and I think the people who do seriously have way too much free time on their hands. It's embarrassing for America. No. A incompetent, incapable, imbecilic president named Joe Biden still being allowed to engage with other world leaders, and not a single member of the cabinet saying something about it. That's embarrassing. I'll have that story as well. Matt Bear has traffic. What's up, Matt?
Northbound 6570 stop and go traffic from Michigan Street through the North Split out to Meridian Penn. Inbound 69 slow at 96. And looking at the north side, eastbound 465 still a little bit tight from Michigan Road past Ditch. This is